view depending whether the fish are holding on the bottom in a depth or up in the water column. And for me, I don't change my contrast.
No.
But sometimes I'll change the view. If I can't get a bite out of them, I'll change to the forward facing.
Okay.
Just to make sure that I'm going past its fucking nose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's however you do with that. So.
The Oceanic Mafia boys. What happens on the water stays on the water.
So, go, get ready for it, Mr. Intro. Yeah, we were good. We're fucking settled in. It's all good.
Welcome back, everyone, to the OMD. We've got a special guest on today. That's what is the go?
Yeah, so we've got Mr. Chris Bates.
Very special.
So very special, especially with the TH at times, especially when he's around sharks. But
Most of the time.
that'll come up later. Yeah, so we thought we'd have one with Batesy, especially this time of year, with the Ross River dam looking like it's going to be moving forward, and what Batesy does in the weirs there, fishing for the barras there. So, yeah, welcome aboard, mate.
Thanks,
good to have
fellas.
you on.
Good to be here.
So, yeah, it's good to have you.
Yeah.
So first off, obviously, tell us a bit about yourself, where you started fishing, the usual stuff, and then I'll cut in and say how we've met and what we've done. But yeah. So the Chris Bates, where'd you grow up? Where'd fishing start?
6'3", pretty handsome.
Instantly, like when you were 3 years old, or did it take a little bit to get there?
No, I grew into this size.
Okay.
So I grew up in a little place called Sawtell on the east coast, just south of Coffs Harbour, if anyone knows the place. And Dad was my main inspiration, I guess, for fishing. He was a bit of a bait kind of guy. He'd do a bit of rock fishing, a bit of beach fishing, that sort of scenario, which kind of made me really chomp at the bit and it's the way I'm with my kids as well. The reason I love it so much is because he didn't let me go with him that much because it was a bit dangerous off the rocks, big seas and whatever. And I feel like I'm doing the same with my boys now because they're a pain in the arse. I don't want to take them, but I feel it's going to be, in the long run, it's going to be good.
It's worth it, yeah.
But, we'll see how that all ends up.
Yeah. I think it's an age thing too with the young ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And a selfish thing for the old ones because I like fishing. I don't like tending to other people unless I'm at work.
Yep.
And then it's all about the customer unless I'm fishing. And they can wait. They can take us back seat. And
You're renowned for that.
yeah.
So yeah, a nice little town.
Yeah.
Learn to fish. Where did Darwin come in there?
Oh, it was after...
That was way down the track?
Yeah, so my first kind of boating kind of scenario was down in Coffs. I jumped on a pro boat. Just a mate of mine was the skipper, the decky, and his boss was obviously the skipper. And I'd just go fishing. I wouldn't make any money. I'd just take my fishing gear with us, and I'd go catch fish for him to sell, basically. And from there, where did I ended up on Hamilton Island? A cousin of mine, Vince, he said, "Chris, how do you feel about go and catch coral trout for a living?" I was like, "Sign me up, mate. What do you mean?" And I was like, tropical island, all the girls, and coral trout. And I was like, tell them I'll be there in a week.
Them bitches cost a lot of money.
I'll be there last week, he said, yeah.
But yeah, that was like kind of my first paid fishing sort of thing. I think I was 19 or something, so it was a good time of my life. I left Hamo with a busted back. I had some sort of nerve damage in my spine that this is from nothing in particular, just kind of happened.
It wasn't a sexual
incident.
no?
An old shagger's back might be a real thing. We don't know yet, but
would have been the best story.
yeah.
Are there any real baits running around on that island that you know?
Not that I know of. No, I was pretty clever. I was quick draw McGraw, they called me.
In and out before they knew it.
So from Hamo, I kind of left there, and I came to Townsville, back to Townsville for a quick minute, and then my brother was in Darwin, and he said, "Hey, we're in Darwin. Do you want to come see what it's like up here?" And I was like, "Yeah, sign me up." we got a job in the local pub there on the main street. I forget, it's been a while, but the charter company I ended up working with was the very next door from the pub I started at, and it's kind of where it all started there. And it turns out I met the fellas, all the fellas that worked for that charter mob at the pub. I just got a phone call. My old boat on Hamo just got blown over, like literally flipped over from this squall that come through. They reckon it was like 130 kilometre an hour winds just from a squall, and it tipped the boat upside down, and they lost a client, and it was a big deal, and it was. I felt like I could, if I was there, I could have done something. But obviously, I probably would have been swimming with the rest of them, you know. But so I turned around to the nearest table and I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I come and have a drink with you? Because I was at the pub by myself. And they're like, yeah, come over here, mate. Like, what do you do? What do you do for fun? It's like, oh, fisherman. And they're like, get out. Sat at the best table in the pub. They were all there, all the girls, all the lads that worked there. Got on like a house on fire. Still some of my best mates to this day. Yeah. So that's how Darwin kind of eventuated. It was spur of the moment thing, and then just fell into where I needed to be. It was kind of, one of those.
It's funny how that one thing happens and then leads you into something else.
Yeah. It was, like I still get goosebumps now thinking about it, how it all fell into place. Like, as bad as it is, and the scenario that it come from, it put me where I needed to be, and you can't really change the past, but where it led was perfect. It was definitely where I needed to be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then Darwin to Townsville, how'd that?
Mate, this is my 6th time living here.
Yeah, it sucks you back in.
I love the joint. I don't know whether it's the fishing or I don't know the mates I've made here or anything like that. It's like a magnet for me. Like, literally the 6th time I've lived here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So from Darwin I came back. Yeah. Oh. It's been a long time.
There were some big parties in between, obviously. And memory loss, and
I've
though.
forgotten most of the best parts of my life, especially on Ammo. That was a while.
Dementia's a bad thing when it kicks in, especially when you're 40. It's horrible.
It's funny how, because when I moved to Newcastle when I was 19, just playing footy and that, but when I was on my way to moving there, the amount of people that are from the Central Coast and mid-north coast and all that are actually up here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They call it God's country down there. I wonder why they're all up here.
Well, I guess it's like anywhere. If you're used to it, it's not. Well, you can't say that because a lot of people still live where they've grown up and they still call it God's country. But I don't know. Maybe sometimes you fall into a bit of riff-raff, or you take the wrong path and you start doing dumb shit with the wrong people. If you don't wake up to it, it's going to be God's country and you're going to be in jail.
Yeah. I mean, if I had my way, I'd still be living down there if there was work.
Okay.
Dude, it was awesome down there, right? And the beach fishing, it just seems to be a thing down there, right?
Yeah.
Because when I fell into with the footy boys, we used to go fishing down the beach all the time. There was never boats, or you're either out on a big long jetty or big ass rods catching salmon, just bringing them in,
Yep.
Pitch black at night. It was good fun.
It is, mate. Yeah, it is. And it's a staple in most people's fishing from down there. If you haven't done it, well, are you a fisherman?
Yeah. Craziest thing I saw when I was down there, there was you'd see the mullet and all that chopping around the point. And you just see boats just drag nets out and then just go right around them and pull them into the beach, and you're just
tweed
like,
bait.
holy.
Tweed bait doing their job.
Yeah. Oh man, it was the maddest thing I've ever seen. You just, out of the blue, I just seen these boats take off and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Tons and tons of them.
Yeah.
Yep. Ah, cool. So, the last stint out of Townsville, that's when you started working for Conquest?
No, so Conquest was after my West Coast run. That was after I'd done Savannies, crayfishing. I set up a charter for that company. I decked out the boat with all the gear to do trips to the Brolus and stuff.
Yep.
And from there, I mean that was another bloody episode in itself. But
I only just remember it now.
it's just kind of flooding back.
A little bit of Jack Daniels in there.
A little bit,
remembering it back.
Just standard woman drama. Had to bail out. I went went and stayed at Dad's in Sydney for a couple of weeks, and Strider, Luke McBride, gives me a call and says, "Yeah, you're travelling." I was like, "Pretty average," and he goes, "Oh, I've got your job here if you want." And it was when Crystal was kind of doing her bit there, and I spoke to Crystal, and I was like, "Ask the boys, I've been there before, let's do it."
Yep.
And I was 2 weeks, and I was there again, and that's where I kind of bumped heads.
Yep.
Bumped into you.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And then you did a stint in Mackay after that, and then back.
No, South Coast. I went back down to the South Coast, down Jervis Bay. Jervis Bay. Sanctuary Point, yeah, so I'd done a little bit of brim fishing, which I don't really tell anyone that.
Luke went back there, didn't he?
Who's Luke?
Strider, sorry.
Strider, no, well, he's from Ulladulla originally.
Yeah, because he went back and ran a little, like a little 40-footer there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
We actually booked his boat out. With the tree company I was working for, and booked his boat out.
Yeah.
Went out with him. It was good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, from there, where are we up to?
Yeah, then you
Sanger,
eventually
and then we
went
came
back and then
here.
come back here and Robbie Mills days.
No, Robbie Mills days was after the West Coast. So
Yep.
as soon as I jumped on Conquest, that was Robbie Mills. But I knew Robbie
You
from
knew
Darwin.
Robbie from Darwin, yeah.
I knew Strider from Hamo.
Yep.
And he ended up in Darwin and then in Townsville. So we kind of followed each other around the country, really.
Yep.
All for the same thing.
Yeah, you always had that love for fishing. The one thing about you is it doesn't matter what fishing. You're not like me. Like, I'm pig-headed in what I fish. It doesn't interest me in chasing a sooty or a jack or something like that. You know, I'm very one-minded, narrow-minded on a couple of species. You get enjoyment. I love it. Like, I love the fact that you do.
Yeah.
Because I struggle to get that enjoyment. But you get it out of any species. You can be chasing little sooties. You can be chasing JPs. You can be, anything.
Well, I guess it's like anything. If you go and chase sooties with barra gear, it would get boring real quick. But if you mix it up and maybe take 4 pound or a fly rod or something along those lines, it changes it up and it's like it's brand new again. And that's where I kind of fell into fly fishing, because you do so much fishing, you're always looking for something new to feed off, or to get that extra bit of enjoyment out of. And fly fishing was that next thing.
Yep.
Which made it easier doing all the conventional fishing beforehand, because a lot of it related, but then it was just that different style of fishing, the different delivery and all that. As you probably know, maybe not you so much, Matty, but
I went through about a 6 month to a year stage fly fishing. It was pretty cool at the time and the new thing, but then I think I just got frustrated and just went back to the old. I want to see numbers. I don't want to be casting at shit that's not going to bite. So again, narrow-minded. I think I went back to the last stint that I did of live bait fishing and chartering after that.
Yep.
And then now, I don't really have an interest in live baiting. It's all lure casting. But we just do what we have to do. But
yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool seeing the variety that you're keen on, and that's good for your kids too. I've had times where Eva's gone, let's go catch a fish. We've gone and smashed them, and then the next weekend I'm like, let's go get another barra. No, I caught a barra, Dad. I don't want to catch another one. And then it's like, oh shit, we've got to go change this up. Just, has lost that. She probably gets it from me. Like, once she's got one, that's enough. That's it. Tick the box, all good. But seeing that, and then seeing the young fellas catching some barra in that Ross is pretty epic. Almost bring a tear to my eye when that first barra he got was 88 or something, was it? It wasn't a small one.
That would have been Marlon with the audacity hat on.
Yeah.
It was like 75 or something. His first legal barra.
Yeah.
And he got it all by himself.
That's so cool.
Little tiny lures.
Yeah.
That brings us up to that Appland scenario that's kind of getting bunged on now. What's going on there? What do you reckon about this?
I couldn't really give a shit because I had my time.
That's what I mean, but now no one else's kid's going to get that time.
It's a hard one. I think we touched on this on one of the first podcasts, how I don't think anyone is going to know how good it used to be. So 2006, 2008, 2010, like I compare that to the best fishery in Australia. Like people don't understand catching 200 barra off. And I think we talked about it back in the Northern Conquest days. And I said to you, mate, where else in Australia are you going to get 200 barra and 15 meteries? And you went, oh, well, yeah, there's a couple, Shady Camp and a couple of places like that when it goes off its tits. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but we're in the middle of a major city.
In suburbia.
And we're whacking numbers like that, 3,000 odd barra for the year fishing in that little area, nearly 400 meteries in a year. Those numbers are ridiculous. And you're right, and the community should be outraged, but that's where the world's going with public liability. Not having you fishing off those rocks because they're worried about anything happens with the dam. But, like, fuck me, put a warning system in place.
There should be one there anyway, all the houses along that river.
Grandad reckons all through Aikenvale used to be like 4 foot of water.
Oh, the dam won't break. The question is that they just do these releases when it is flooding and it is flowing over. They just do extra releases. And I'm pretty sure I was there with Clothier one day, and we were on the rocks out in the middle, and it just came up. So we ended up grabbing everything and swam over to the sand because it just started rising. We were shitting ourselves. No warning. 2010 floods, and even lately, when it's gone over, there's been council representatives go down to each of the weirs and tell people that
they're going to let the water go.
That at 2 o'clock they're letting the water go. They've got to get off. Yeah. Now, if they know that and an employee can go down and tell you, well, why the hell can't they put a warning sign, a siren, and a light, and just allow people to fish? Because, like, in all honesty, I wouldn't blame the council if I got washed off those weirs and died. I could not blame the council. That's my fault. I'm an idiot.
Because you're dead.
Yeah, and true. But if you become a quadriplegic or whatever, you can't just turn around and go, well, they should have done this, this, and this. That's the way the world's going. But in all honesty, we put ourselves in silly places. Things are going to go wrong. Mm-hmm. But having proper warning signs and allowing people to actually do that, you're right. It's taking away their rights to fish and learn. Learn to fish. Like, I learnt everything about big barra at Uplands.
Yeah. And you grew up here as well. I grew up in the south coast, or mid-north coast, where there is no Barramundi. No. I moved up here, and all I heard was Uplands Weir, and I was like, well, let's go and have a look there. I've been fishing my whole life. Let's go and start ticking off these species, and it was, I don't know, probably wasn't as good as back in your day, but when I got there, it was like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yep.
I've caught all these meteries, and I was like, this is easy. Obviously, it's not that easy when it's not flowing, but man, that's where I cut my teeth with barra, and I feel for anyone that doesn't get to do the same as me, because it was part of the best chunk of my life doing that sort of thing,
Well, when they released all that water at the early part, well, not released
2019.
No, just last week.
Oh,
Lodgy was flicking on his thing, and they were catching shit tons.
Yeah. So, there was that one young fella that they done a second dump, and that one young fella lost a few combos, and he went for a swim and that. It's probably where it stems from. If someone opens their mouth about it, well, they're going to go, oh, hang on, alarm bells, we better cut this off before it happens again,
You can see it from a council point of view. Like, in all honesty, you can see it because they want to cover their arse, and I totally understand that. And it's something we should probably, even have Nick Demetto on and have a chat about it, because, I've had a few chats with him about certain things over time, and he's been real good. But, I think there has to be some sort of onus put back on the fishermen. And if you choose to walk around those signs, I know this is the world we live in, but, if there's signs up and you choose to walk around them, then that's on you.
I guess.
And we all would do it. Like, in all honesty.
If they come down and start fining people, I'd feel a bit violated. But that sign...
And that'll be the hard part, is I don't think they will physically fine people.
Should just be enter at your own.
It's just... And that's basically what the signs say, but...
And that way, their public liability doesn't have to cover nothing.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, even if you gate something and someone jumps the fence and walks straight past the sign and hurts themselves, you're still liable. That's the downside of this world, But yeah, you're right. The young fellas they're not going to get that opportunity like we had, which is a shame. But I think the way the fishery's going with net closures and that sort of thing, I think they'll be able to to knock off those numbers elsewhere.
Yep.
I think it's going in the right direction for the Townsville fishery over the next 4 or 5 years, which is pretty cool, and we all want to be part of that.
And it has bounced back even since they've started slowing those nets down.
Yes.
Like you're seeing the threadies and the barras numbers come back tenfold from what I've known.
Yep.
You know, since I've been 18 or 19 when I moved here. And the numbers are back to kind of back when I was here the first time round, which is a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. I mean, it only took me 20 years to catch a thready here.
You beat me. I only got one this year. How?
No,
I don't know how.
I said, wow.
Oh, I was going to say how. I don't know. It was a fluke. But no, I knocked 4 or 5 off since then, so that was all right. But yeah, no, you're right. They're coming in. No.
Yeah.
There's threadies in towns are more than they have been that I've ever seen. And Dom said, well, the guys north haven't netted them yet. So when they net offshore, they haven't wiped them yet because there was too many jellyfish. So it's intriguing that'll allow flow down, and whether the guys that high up have an influence on our fishery with the netting, and it's interesting. But yeah, definitely the numbers around towns will have gone through the roof this year. But what also people don't understand is this is our 4th or 5th year of great rain.
Yeah.
So we our fishery should be at the best it ever been. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one the next few years.
I'd love to see what this wet season does. It feels like it's going to be another belter. But I'm not Olivia Regano.
Well, it
Even if
started
I
early.
wasn't, get it wrong.
It started
heat,
early,
when
so.
we went fishing the other day, and even before that, it's just been crazy. Like you just wake up and it's just slapping you in the face.
Yeah.
Well, we were looking at 30.5 degrees in the water in one of the creeks north the other day. What's it like in the Ross
at the moment?
In the freshwater? What are you in those real hot days? Have you been in there at midday?
Not at midday.
No, you've been doing most night
Mostly
sessions
'cause
and
it's
around
horrible.
work and
That's right, yeah,
Yeah.
work and kids sleeping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 31.5, 30, 31, 32s.
it's bloody hot, eh?
Bloody hot.
Mm.
And I feel it might be
Too hot. Yep.
too hot.
Yep, you are. You're right.
Yeah.
It is. Anything over 30.5 I don't like.
Considering through winter, we were fishing in 17-degree water and drilling them.
Yeah.
And we-
The interesting part would be actually go down, drop a thermometer down in 6 foot. See what that thermocline.
Well, that's
whether
the
there's-
thing, some of the sections there aren't even 6 foot deep.
No, that's right, and that pushes them out into the basin style attitude.
Well, but the only, as of the last
It's
kind
only 2.5 metres deep out there. Is
No.
what it's not really a basin. Yeah.
Yeah, there is
Yeah,
no basin,
yeah, no.
but you're hearing the explosions on the bank as
Yeah.
opposed to where you think they would be, trying to find that cooler water or whatever.
Well, that might just show that there isn't actually cooler water down there.
Yeah, maybe.
So that'll be the interesting bit.
Yeah.
Probably worth going for a swim and just jumping in and seeing how that water temp.
How many deckies you know like getting wet?
All of them,
None of them.
apart from you.
None of them.
They all jump in after fish, apart from you and me. I think that's an age thing.
Yeah,
I think the young fellas, when you go, the other decky would jump in and grab that nanny guy when it's 10 metres behind the boat, and then they realise they got to jump, and it's like, yeah, no, Batesy wouldn't jump. I fucking wouldn't jump.
One of the boys in Darwin jumped off after Black Jew, after we'd already seen 3 get eaten by a tiger shark. Tiger shark swimming around the boat. One
Yeah.
fell off. I'm pretty sure it was Lexi. He jumped off the boat and he was swimming back with like the Dewey, like his arm in a gill, swimming back to the boat in 3 knots of tide.
Yeah. So cool.
And I don't know, I wasn't here for this. I wasn't here for it, but the story goes he was swimming back and he got stopped on the way in. Kept going, come back half a Dewey.
Really?
Whether or not
That'd
it's
be
true,
interesting,
I don't
yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
swimming back and getting half a Dewey knocked off, 15 kilo Dewey getting knocked off as you're swimming. Oh, yeah,
I
no,
don't
no.
like fish that much.
You
He's
change
dedicated,
your
I'll tell you.
stroke a little bit so
I
that
get
the
in
fish
there
was
and
right
that's
at the
like,
back,
oh,
wouldn't
I
you?
only eat for a week after taking some out of this big boy.
I know if it was me, the last thing you would have tasted was shit.
You turned into a squid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I inked. Definitely.
No chance.
Yeah, no, you won't even get out on sandbar, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 200 mil of water. Fuck, no, I ain't getting in that. No, I get hit by a crocodile there.
Talk so much shit. It's not funny.
I know.
I've been knee deep in water.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Never seen it. Cool story. It's like a bit like the Dewey story, you know. Like
Definitely a colour change behind
the
you.
one Batesy just talked about. You know, they can be stories.
I only got out once.
I was in 2 foot of water.
Yeah, nah. You won't ever catch me out.
No, that's fair.
I never get stuck by it.
So, cool. We'll go on to the Ross River. Let's actually get some info out of you on the Ross River.
I don't tell anyone
No,
anything, mate.
I know.
I feel that joint needs hours. Like, if you're not putting the time in, you really...
What freshwater impoundment doesn't?
Oh, 100%.
You know, we touched on this. We just recorded a live bait fishery fishing segment and for Barra, and I think I touched on it there that I have zero interest in fishing freshwater impoundments because there is too many factors. There's too much can go on and change, and pressure affects those fish ridiculously. So, yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
And the Ross is even smaller.
It is tiny in the
And-
sections that you're allowed to fish.
And we got so many, I shouldn't say wannabes, but there's so many guys who are just constantly going down and flogging it that you tend to find you've got to really be high-end thinking to get those extra bites.
Yep.
So,
And who's to say they don't have the same scenario as me with work and family, and you
Oh,
only
100%.
get these
Yeah, it's not-
small windows, and it's so accessible.
yeah.
So, and I've kind of made it a thing since I've lived here was to catch fish in those overpopulated, overfished areas where people say there's none there. Or it was like a personal challenge for me. I felt
Yeah.
the need to go and catch a fish in these spots because
Well, we made a living out of
whatever.
it.
That's right.
I did 7 years of barra charters, and I would say 30% of the barra that I would have caught were from well-known areas. You just got to be better at it than everyone else who goes there. So, yeah, it's an interesting one, and match the hatch and do all the usual stuff, and then think outside the box completely, and you know, find your own little method that works amazingly.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's an interesting one.
It's a wicked spot though. Like all those weirs hold some massive fish. Whichever. I mean, that's no secret. Timing's a big one. But if you don't, no, same scenario. If you've got kids and work and blah blah blah, you fish when you can, not when you should.
Yep. Yeah.
And sometimes you learn stuff from that as well. You know, sometimes you catch more fish outside the bite window.
I was just about to say, how many times have you gone down in the shit timing and thought this ain't going to happen?
And
Something's happened.
And it happens.
And it happens.
Yeah, more
and
often
then,
than not,
Then you can
to be
turn
honest.
around and look at wind and weather, what's going on, and try and get an answer out of that, and then match it up next time you go down, and it's total opposite again.
Different again,
It'll
yeah.
just throw another curveball at you. So when you think you've got it worked out, and it's another reason why I hate freshwater impoundments in every way.
Okay. I think it's what's kept me fishing.
Well, what I'll add to that is that the respect that I have for the guys who do fish it.
Yep.
You know, even the boys who fish the ABTs and that sort of stuff. Like, I'd go down, five fish bag, and I'd be like, I'd probably struggle to get me one. But you know, they're smashing it every time.
Yeah.
Takes a bit of skill and a lot of thinking and planning to have that. So, and the same would go into fishing that Ross River.
100%. Yep.
So, what's your favourite style of fishing? Like, even not even thinking about Ross River. Like, what's your, do you like surface? Do you like? If I said to you can only fish one way for the rest of your life.
Heavy, big lures, heavy gear,
Yep.
toe to toe.
Yep.
Whether it's timber or on the scope, or I don't care.
Yep.
As long as I can bully these fish, into submission. You know, I think that's been me. I think you know that Gong Li guy fishes for duo or I don't know, and he fishes for black bass.
Yeah, okay.
On bait casters, and he'll pop for GTs with bait casters. And the way he fishes, he's an animal, mate. And I always try to. That's how I want to fish. I don't like. I've done the finesse thing. I've done, £4, £6, £8. I've done all that for big barras, and yeah, it was cool when I did it. But then I realised I feel like the fish don't really enjoy it as much as us.
Yeah,
we'll get them in after 20, 30 minutes. Of
it's a wank factor.
And then you hold them out of the water for photo, and then you're trying to release these things that are basically dead.
You're risking it. Yeah, you're dead right. No.
I don't feel like that's fun. Like that to me feels cruel. Whereas if you're slamming them with a big bait,
I'm with you.
drilling them to the boat, holding them and getting shit whipped on the boat trying to hold these donkeys.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get them in the water and they're going to swim off super strong. And to me, that feels more humane. I mean, I know we've killed millions of fish in our day.
No, you did right.
Personally, on a personal fishing journey, letting them go, letting them swim off strong that's my favourite part of it.
Yeah.
So if I was to pick any
15
sort of
years
fishing,
ago, it wouldn't have been.
No.
Would it?
Nope.
No. Same with me.
Yeah.
But people sort of half don't believe me, but like I have way more want to chuck them in the live bait tank, let them get their energy back, go on a sandbar and release them all. I think that's just the coolest thing you can ever do.
100%.
You
The
know,
way you do it with that new boat of yours.
Yeah, it's just you just know that they're going to live. You know,
as
and
opposed
just
to
dropping
dropping
them back
them
into the
flogged
sharks.
out
Yeah.
with 3 sharks around you.
Yeah, and same with the freshwater stuff. If I was to go up there, I don't have the interest in loosening the drag and going. It'd just be like launch, bass lifted into the boat and then let it go. Well, that's my goal this year is bass lift and meatery.
Yeah, okay. I wonder what rod you're going to pick.
Yeah, we've got a Loomis and a Dobbins there that we'll see. Both got expediters, but that's probably not
Both gonna
really
explode.
worth saying on this program, just in case I've got to take it back. But
You did it the other day with a fish.
yeah,
It was a good size.
Freddie,
I didn't want to say it.
little
Well,
Freddie,
you-
with little Freddie. Yeah, no, bass lift.
No, it was a good Freddie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was and all the barras and bass lift everything, mate. It's all good. It's all good. 84 centimetres is the biggest barra bass lifted in. I did that up easy.
Challenge accepted.
I had the 108 and I went to do it, and it turned its head and sort of looked up at me and went I went, okay, buddy, I'll put you in the scoop.
It's currently a 90 centimetre barra going around.
No, but like Batesy said, like you bass lift them, pull the hook out. I'll put them back in the live bait tank and then drive away and let them go when they're fully energised.
Yep.
It's so cool. It's a pain in the ass getting them out of that tank when they're fully energised.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, fuck, they've got some bite on those lips. People don't realise, like when they're full green and you try and put your finger in that lip. Whew,
I don't know, with the after that last flood, obviously a lot of fish fell over the dam wall and fell into the weir sections. Me and Rocky could tell which ones had fallen over, aside from the scars on the side.
which ones went over the dam compared
Which ones
to the
went over the
weirs.
dam and fell into the loam section,
Yeah.
as opposed to the ones that you catch with no scars, no mongrel in them whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whether it's what they were eating up there or how they've never ever been caught before. These things were crushing your thumb as if they were salties. They were biting down and you go, whoop, you'd yelp because they'd bite
You reckon
down.
4 or 5 days of like when you go right up the top towards the dam, like when it was in full flow, I actually went up with one of our deckies right up the top, and like it is very narrow behind the houses and further up. It's very narrow and running like hell.
Yeah, yep.
Do you think when they go over that dam, 4 days of just constantly in the current with no chance of backwater actually strengthens them as well, maybe?
I reckon so.
Like if there's a
But
possibility
you
that
think
can happen?
they'd all be strengthened unless... Because it's still running down the bottom.
Yeah, but any fish that was down the bottom, hasn't really it's running down the bottom, but they can go into the shallows and those big bends. You know what I mean? Sit behind pylons, sit behind weed beds, and all that sort of stuff. So, whereas up in that top 2 kilometres, say, you got nowhere to hide.
I didn't do a lot of it up there. This flood.
It was pretty cool. It was like pretty dangerous for the days we went. In all honesty, I don't think council should sort of let many boats go up there, but it is what it is. Yeah. Shut up, Finlay. don't let all the secrets out for all those boys. They'll be hating on me too, those boys. Don't go up there. And it's like, guys, we were doing that fucking 20 years ago. Get over it.
Yeah. He would have been nothing. He would have been 20 years old, this kid. And he goes, it's my secret spot.
Yeah, sure.
Like, well, I've never been there then. If it's your secrets, I've never been there.
Why would I be there?
Oh,
Why would I have gone now? I was in Townsville fishing for Barra before you were. And never would have been there.
Nah.
So the best ones are the young fellas that watch the YouTube and they'll say to you, Tully's latest video, or where Batesy got that, or where was that? And it's like, go find it yourself.
It's not hard.
It's even better. Like the Tully's videos are the best ones, and they don't realise that sometimes people fish outside of their little area. And if you want to go 400 k's down the coast and fish another creek, well, you just pretend you're in Townsville and post up a video, and everyone thinks they know that spot, and then they all want to talk about it. And
that's
it's like,
what
guys,
Hodgie keeps saying on the thing there. If people see where you're fishing and they know where you're fishing from the video, they've fished it before.
100% they have, yeah. But the problem with the young fellas these days is they all talk and they keep talking. That's the thing. So, you know what I mean? Like if you took me to a spot, we went for a fish together, and we went to somewhere down south where I thought we'd catch some fish, and then you went, well, shit, let's go have a look at another spot on the way back. I know this little sidetrack. As if I'm going to then turn around and tell 40 of me mates, and and even the boys at Tackle World and BCF, and you've got a couple of young fellas, or one young fella at your place, and at Fishing Warehouse, and they all talk. And it's like, oh God!
I don't think the young fella at my work has loose lips. I think
no, he doesn't. But he's got a couple of mates.
Yeah, probably got
that
loose
will
lips.
try and pick his brain, and then pass it on, and they do.
Yeah.
And it's not having a go at Lukey.
No.
But you just got to watch who you
If you
talk
wanted to
to.
have a go at Luke, you'd just aim at his red hair and his short.
We've got to
stature.
really ease off having digs at Rangers. I don't know whether you've actually listened to any of the podcasts, but Deacon, our Decky, you've met Deacon, yeah, little Ranger, yeah.
He's a big
and then we had Dean Heath,
the big
and then it's like now we got Batesy, and even when Batesy's got long dreads and black hair, we're still finding a Ranger to beat up.
Still got a red beard, hasn't he?
We're still finding another Ranger.
When I went in there yesterday to get the reels screwed up, he's like, ask Adam. When's the invite?
When's the invite?
He was into me yesterday.
Oh fuck! It's one of those things. You got to work out at what level are you on in my life. This is going to sound like I'm an ego wanker, but if I've got 400 friends at the level that you're at, then I probably don't have time to take you fishing. Although Lukey is a bit of a special one. Been there. He's been there. He's deckied for us, and he's done a few things. So I probably do owe him a little bit. And he was there when I cut my hand. Fucking useless. Of no value to me, but he was there.
Yeah.
He was there for support.
Yeah.
Love him to
Did he laugh?
No, he didn't. He was shit scared.
Fishing, then.
He was shit scared. I was trying to laugh it off myself, but
Yeah,
I was
hard
just
is it
bleeding
when
too
the
much.
bloke that should be laughing is going, oh shit,
Yeah.
what have you done? It's hard to.
Yeah, I know. If I had
overcome
you,
stuff
you would
like
be
that.
pissing yourself and go, chuck some tape on it, mate. Get some duct
You
tape.
should have your gloves on.
You know,
man.
exactly.
It's funny, when I was standing there, he's like, did you get any fish? And I was like, He's like, what did you get? And I was like, He's
Yeah.
like, threadies. I was like, He's like,
He knows.
Yeah, and here I am bagging Lukey. Me fucking podcast mate just gone in and told the world fucking we got threadies too. Who else did you talk to?
I didn't say
Fucking hell.
threadies at all. You said threadies just before you went. I gave you the opportunity.
It's not my father Bowley's full of them. Fucking hell. Oh shit.
Hey.
And,
I got mine in Tully.
yeah. Oh, we were there too.
Well, while we're at it, we've got a few questions.
Oh, here we go.
Mundy Jones, what's your body count?
Well, while you're explaining that, I'm going to pour another drink. Would you like another
I
one?
probably should have
Okay.
at least one more to get through these numbers for Jonesy.
He doesn't want names or pictures.
Oh, right. I've already sent him the pictures, so too late.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Now,
He look like an 80s porn star.
by body count, are we talking fish, women, people I've murdered in my day? Like, I need to
Average
know.
of
It's
all.
all very similar numbers.
I think you just add them up.
Or collectively, 11 team.
We got another one from Andrew Johnston here. It says, does Batesy find that the wind in local weirs plays as much of a role as the long reach winds areas in impoundments? What about tides, changes, moonrise?
Without giving too much away, tide change is the period for me.
Yeah.
Other people say different things. I've found high tide, low tide change hour before, hour after. That's been how I've caught most of my fish.
Yeah.
There are those bite periods that work as well, but I feel the tide change in the freshwater, in the weir sections and other dams is the bite time. Yeah. The wind scenario, not so much. It does push, the warmer or the colder water somewhere. Where it's blowing to is kind of where the warmer water blows to,
Yeah.
with the nutrients and that sort of thing. But if you're in a river stretch and it's blowing sideways, well, that bank that it's blowing to is going to produce more fish. But since this Livescope thing, all of my old theories have kind of been upside down.
Yeah.
You learn the learning side of that Livescope is phenomenal. You could talk to 1,000 people and not learn what you would in a week on that scope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think that's what Adam said's been the biggest thing he's found with the Livescope is like the learning the habits.
yeah,
Can I ask something though with that? Now I'm back from pouring a drink.
thanks for that.
You think, you're saying you learn more from the Livescope. Is it? We'll take over from here, Matty. It's all good. Are you learning more along with the knowledge that you already have and just improving it, or are you just completely changing it, flipping on its head because what you see on the Livescope? And there's a second part to it, but
I feel it does mesh with what I already know.
Yep.
But it has debunked some of the things I thought I know.
Yep.
If that makes any
yeah,
sense.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of the things where, fish the back eddy. I guess they're sitting there, but are they feeding there? I don't think so. 9 times out of 10, you might get a bite every now and again in that back eddy, but from what I've learnt from the scope, especially in the salt, they're flying out of those gentle areas, those back eddies, and they're feeding in the fastest water.
Yep.
Which I didn't think that was a thing until this Livescope thing.
True, yep.
Other people may have known that, I don't care. I'm not.
Well, they wouldn't. They would only think that, when they cast out there and they got one, it's like, oh, yeah, but they wouldn't end up getting 40.
No.
You know what I mean? Whereas when they're piled up in a back eddy, you get multiples. But now that you can follow them out, you know that those ones you do follow out will eat more.
Yep.
So you actually, like the question alluded to, like you're learning and trying to put the cream on top of what you already learned and what have learnt. So you're fine-tuning it and seeing benefits. Is there points up there in the Ross River where you've just gone, holy shit, I have found them here, and there is I never would have thought I'd actually look there.
Yep.
So not just in areas like you're saying they shoot out and they then they go and venture, but like just a simple area that doesn't look like anything and there's fuck all on the bottom, but some reason they're just there.
Yep.
So that's worth the $1 million for you with the Livescope. And that's what people don't understand.
One of the recent scenarios that blew me away was people drive past this particular spot, flat out, all day, every day. Big winds, the fish would sit. You know that shiny, oily, slick bit of water in the
Yep.
back eddy of the wind? They're all stacked there. In a spot where you would never stop. There's no landmarks or underwater structure or weed beds. There is no reason for them to be there apart from that shiny little bit of water on the top.
Yeah, leaves you asking
But
why, hey?
why are they there for that? I
Yeah.
don't get it. Do they see a silhouette? Are they feeding there? Are they, you get a few bites out of them, they shut down or piss off?
What
Why
about
are they there?
being more in depth? Well, have you ever looked at a dog and seen it in your backyard, looking up at the stars and just thinking, "What the fuck is my dog thinking?" It's just sitting there chilling, not taking in anything, listening to stuff around it. You know what I mean? Like if they're an animal, barra an animal, so it's no different
I have
to.
thought that a few times, but generally after a big night or something
Yeah.
like that, with other, when I start thinking for my dog,
But I look like the only reason I said that is because I'm looking outside of my dogs and they're carrying on because obviously it's just got a little bit darker here, and then they've gone stupid. Then we're banging on the door and look at Bailey having a look around and sniffing up on the white dog, and it's like, yeah, the amount of times that I'll look out the window and see the dog, they barked at something, but then they're just sitting there sniffing and venturing and looking, and my black dog Jagger, if he can see a car through a fence, he'll just sit there and look at cars all day through the fence. And you think, well, what's he looking at? And I'm alluding to the fact that if a barra's in that slick water, may just be like a zen to them, and they see in the guppies and the little stuff above them just swimming around, and they're just chilling. And that, it's not always about they're in a position to feed or a position to relax. There could be other reasons why they're there as well. And we have zero idea on that.
do we
and there's,
have a yarn to them?
yeah, like
Yeah.
what we can sit there and rack our brain to it, or you just cast at them and go, they're there, but they're being arseholes. Move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's cool finding them in situations where they bite, and it's cool finding them in situations where they don't bite. But you've got to try and find reasons to why.
Could it be something to do with like the moon? Or
It could be anything.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
But see, moon and pressure and everything, that's what triggers bite periods and does all that. So I can't see it being that. I'd say it's a learnt thing from the area. So, but there's plenty of saltwater patches of barra where I look at and go, what the hell are you guys doing there? I've never seen fish stacked up. In any other system I've ever fished, I've never seen them stacked up like they're in this creek. They won't bite. What are they doing? Tidal flow, I'm looking at it and, looking at the height of the tide, looking at bait situations. Sometimes it's just they're there for a reason that we don't know about. And sometimes they bite, sometimes they won't. There's no actual bite trigger or period for them. They just, So I take it that, sometimes they probably just zen out.
Yeah.
So what you just said there is probably a good example of that. So, which is another reason why I hate fresh water. Because it makes you think that deeply.
Yeah.
And when you think you know about it, you fucking don't.
Every time I feel like I've just got a good run up and I've just angel geared it down the hill, they throw something in my spokes. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
And that's the bit for me that makes me froth about fishing.
I put freshwater fishing up there with Hinchinbrook. You just went up and you just nailed 30 barra for the day. You're a fucking god. How good is this? How awesome. The next day is going to be so good. Clients turn up, do what they do. It's like, yeah. And then you don't get a bite.
Yeah.
And that's how freshwater fish is to me. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If it was easy, I don't think I'd love it as much. And like I was saying before, you could ask 1,000 top-notch fishermen about something until you go and put the practice.
Oh, you need the time on water.
You
So
may as well just read fishing books. Like,
Yeah.
there's all the information you need is there. Up to you if you use it or not, or
Yeah.
put it into your practice. But
Yeah. And
the
find
day-
the 1%ers afterwards.
Whoever, if there is someone out there that can run around and say, I know everything there is to know about fishing,
Yeah.
they are probably the least attractive person to talk to about fishing to me, because no fucking way do you know everything
The
about
person
fishing.
who doesn't want to tell you shit is probably right.
Yeah, and that's actually how it is. Yeah, not a lot of people like to talk because, I mean, even doing things like this it's out of my comfort zone to talk about the things I've learned, but
Yeah.
I don't have any secrets. I mean, I work in a tackle shop, for crying out loud. You have to give away some stuff, and I don't feel it's something. I'm not giving away things that I've learned personally. I'm giving away things that everyone knows about that some people don't know about. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's the common knowledge things that the new people coming into the scenario need to learn to further progress in their fishing.
Well, they shouldn't be seeing the joy out of it if they don't.
Yeah.
You know, I think a few months ago I saw a video where one of the guys, old guys in America, just said, if I tell you, then I'm taking it away from you. I'm taking away the most joy that you'll ever get out of fishing, and that's working it out yourself.
Doing it yourself, absolutely.
And that stuck with me, that old mate saying that, and it's like, yep, you're dead right. And, you know, we all went through a stage where it's like, you know, how cool is this? This bloke smashed the barra. Well, let's find out where it went, because obviously there's shitloads of barra, but you're not thinking about that in depth.
No.
You know, the joy and entertainment you get out of, holy shit, no one knows about this spot. And even if 10 people did,
Do they
you
know how
feel
to
that
fish
no
it?
one did. And you had a cool session, and it's like, that just made you feel on top of the world. You're next
Yeah.
level. You know, you puff your chest out, you're the thing. And like you said, until the next time, you go there and then you catch fuck all, and it brings you back to reality.
Yep.
And that's also a good learning curve too, you know. So yeah, it's an interesting one, and that's all you can be. And you can be as broad across the range, but people need to get out and do it. And there's no right and wrong in fishing. So you're going to say the tide changes that, you know, are your best bite periods there. That doesn't mean that Matty can't go down in the middle of an incoming tide
And drill it
and
out.
smash 10 barra in one little session when they just bite their heads
We
off.
all know that's not going to happen.
No, they'd probably struggle to get one, but unless you got one tied up there somewhere, Batesy, that we could use. But outside of that, but yeah, I think learning it yourself. I've got a little one to add with Andrew's question, and that's fishing Applin's Weir, 15 to 20 knot southeasterlies was the bomb. 7:30 onwards during the day, in the morning.
Top side.
Bottom side, 7:30 to 8:30, maybe 7:30 to 9:30. 15 to 20 knot southeasterlies. So two things that happen: the sun would rise over that big tree, that rain tree, which would then put obviously shine through the water, which the herring and the tarpon, when it would flow, would then come to the surface, and that's what triggered the fish. Had nothing to do with the height of the tide. And then 15 to 20 knot southeasterlies put enough ripple there, and it just blew straight up, and it just worked.
It was blowing in your face.
Blowing in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's a unique fishery. That's not up the top in the dams, in the weirs, where it snakes around. You've got bends. Your airflow pushes a bit differently. We're talking down the bottom when they're in spawning and feeding times. But I knew that whenever we get 15 to 20 knot southeasterlies, and the sun would be bright after 7:30.
Yeah. Right.
Once it raised over the top of those rain trees.
Just let me write that down. Mate.
Yeah. And funnily enough, about 4 years ago, I think it might have been 5 years ago, I went down with Jack Walker and we did a little session, and we got 6 of them, and exactly the same. It was just 15 to 20 knots, and we just smashed them. And the next day it dropped out a little bit with the weather, and I'm not going down. Fuck that.
No
Said you won't catch them, and then we got one. So, but yeah, it was just something weird. But there's obviously other factors to it as well. It's not written in stone.
Yeah.
Your favourite time to fish it doesn't mean every time you fish it at that favourite
No.
time it works.
Definitely
So
not.
that's a big thing for these young fellas to actually understand. Just because someone says that it's their favourite doesn't mean that you're always going to catch them. And it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to have donut days. Like, I'm sorry.
I know that all too well, mate.
Yep.
No one always catches.
Yeah. People say, People who go on about it, but they're full of shit.
Yep.
Because the best guides that I know still have dud days. Guys that are 5 times, 10 times better than me still have duds days. It's just is what it is. So, yeah.
And those donut days they're the learning days anyway, really, aren't they?
100%. Well, you learn more on those days because if you have those donut days, people don't understand. There's zero chance you're catching a fish on that day. It's just not going to happen. So you got to try and get something out of it. But for every donut day, there might be 10 days that you struggled, but you scratched up enough. They're the learning ones, in my mind. Sometimes that donut day, you might as well just draw a line through it, go back tomorrow and start learning from there. So the next day, when it's still a struggle, but you caught 1 or 2 fish doing something different because you sort of half learnt from the donut day that we weren't going to get them there. You moved over there, fished another patch, fished totally differently, fluked 2. You might think you fluked 2, but you didn't fluke 2. You actually learnt something from that.
Yep.
So that's a big one as well. Have you got Andrew's first question that we did to Dean Heath?
I do.
That's probably an interesting one for both Batesy and myself, because I think in all honesty, when we did it with Dean, I think we went on a bit of a tangent after asking the question. So I don't think Andrew got like a proper answer to start off with. We did like a 5-minute spiel,
I blame Adam.
and we are doing that now. I understand.
Story
that.
time.
But yeah, story time with Mr. Finlay. I'm not my father.
So, Andrew's first question was, do you like to spot lock on fish or pick a fish and follow it around, or does this depend on their behaviour at the time?
I would generally not chase a fish. The ideal scenario for me is a fish swimming straight at the boat on spot lock. But to me, I've had more conversions over any fish, apart from this might sound a bit weird too, but the ones that are sitting on the bottom, this is solely in the fresh scenario that we're talking about.
Yeah, this is what the question is.
Those ones that are sitting hard on the bottom doing nothing are the ones that I like to target, because they're the ones I like to target. I feel like they're sitting there waiting. I don't think they're sitting there digesting, or they're sitting there having a snooze. I reckon they're hungry.
Yeah.
I reckon they're waiting. They're sitting there in these craters that the bloody tilapia build, and I reckon they're waiting for tilapia to come back to their nest, or waiting for tilapia or something to swim past them so they can go, "Oop, that's easy, I'm going to eat that." Yeah. And I've proved it time and time again that those fish do eat, and I've had a lot of people say, "Nah, they don't eat shit." I feel like they're the ones that are waiting for a feed. Maybe you're not fishing the way you should be, or the way that's going to trigger them to go, "Ooh, that one," and swim up and eat it. Sorry, what was the question again?
He says, do you like to spot lock on fish or pick a fish and follow it around?
Spot lock. I spot lock, because there's you've got the wind is the only contributing factor to move you around. There's no tide flow. There's nothing. So generally speaking, if I don't have to spot lock, okay, if we're coming up to a fish, say we're sitting on 30 metres and we see a big school of fish at 30 metres coming up, I'd be on north on my electric. I won't spot lock. I will slow down until it's keeping me in one spot on north.
Yeah.
I think the pitch of stopping your motor or hitting spot lock and it turns and goes, pushes that. I wonder how that was soundbite was. I think it pushes a vibration or a noise or something towards a fish, and they go, "Whoa, something's not right here." Whereas if I'm punching in the wind, if I'm on 6 on my remote and I see these fish coming up and it's blowing 15 knots, I can drop down to 3 or 2 and it'll hold me in a spot and aim where I need to be without the motor going or the fishing noises.
Have you been under it?
No.
Have you ever been under your motor guide?
No.
Swim under it. Do yourself a favour.
Noisy?
Swim under it. 100%. You're dead right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly how it stops, and it goes beep. You spot lock, so it goes beep, and then it goes nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. Motor's not the issue. Like the prop actually.
Somebody's gonna remix this shit.
Fishing noises are the best, eh?
But yeah, you don't realise. So the prop actually spinning is fuckle.
All right.
Like it's not that much of an issue.
If you're moving forward at a certain amount of knots, and
Yep.
then it turns to put you back where it wants you, and it goes to
Oh, yeah.
8.
Yeah,
it
but-
goes to 8 or something
Yeah,
on your
and
remote.
pushes a little bit of water.
Pushes
that
water,
fish
makes
is
a
2.5
noise.
metres down. It means, I will honestly tell you, it means fuck all because I do it with a 300 horsepower Pro XS
Okay.
around a snag. I'll turn around and go brrrr, and you blow it, and then you go back and you put the spot lock on, and those fish haven't moved.
Yeah, right.
But as soon as it goes beep, and it goes nyeh, 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 just an extra one there for you. But yeah, as soon as it does that, those fish sometimes will just go, fuck you,
What's that?
swim off.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, the fish are giving us fingers and,
Fishing the other day. Oh my god.
So, 2.5 answer in my own way of what our mate was just asking. If it's not windy, I wouldn't spot lock regardless because I'm sitting on 0.5, like I'm on half or 1. I'm creeping so slow that you can literally just turn it off and not go anywhere.
do you have a plonk?
No.
Why?
What if I was on the flats?
Have you thought about it in that fresh water? You've got
I have, but I
soft
don't do a
bottom
lot
with
of,
weed.
I don't do a lot of stopping.
No?
We're always hunting.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
But I mean, I had a kayak once. I had a plonk on that.
Mm.
I thought that was how I would be doing it, but I just
Yeah,
don't.
no, if they're moving and you're hunting, then
Yeah.
obviously there's no point. Bit different to a saltwater creek where there's a bit of current flow. You want to position yourself, and you know you've got 20 minutes of flicking on those fish.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I just because I haven't actually live scoped ever in the Ross River. Probably the only guy who owns a live scope in Townsville that's never put it in there to live scope, and I never will.
That's why people in town
The only
buy
time I
live
will-
scopes so they can go to the Ross.
Yeah, that's number one on the booklet.
Yeah.
How to live scope. Yeah, straight into the Ross River. Yeah, it's even got a map to the boat ramp and everything. So, but yeah, like I've never looked and fished those fish, so that's why I asked because
Yep.
obviously they do move around a little bit, and that's how you're hunting them. So that's pretty cool.
Well, there's different scenarios as well. There's those floaters that are out in the middle of the paddock, in the Ross, like in the wider sections of the Ross, and they're out in. God knows how deep it is because I don't have that back tranny on. But if we're out in the middle of nowhere, there are groups of fish, 2 to 3 to 4 fish cruising. They're all pretty hungry too. If you get that right cast, either one of them or 3 of them are going to come and have a look. If they don't crush it, something's going on. But there's that scenario, those floating fish. Same in the salt. You get that start, that big push on the income, and you get all those big fish they're in that tide line. They're just cruising in because all the bait's cruising in. It's time to feed sort of thing. So I don't know. They do a lot in the fresh as well. But like I said, those submarine fish, those things that are plonked on the bottom, just doing nothing. I feel like
They're what you're attracted. They're Batesy fish.
they're Batesy
They're
fish,
Batesy
big,
fish.
easy, lazy
Big
sluggers.
Well, the other part of the question is, do you normally have to change any of the settings on your live scope when they are higher in the water column or having the bottom?
The only thing I change is the angle of my pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have went anywhere with that.
We're not talking about.
We're talking about live
Yeah,
scope
your
now.
numbers. Yeah.
So those fish on the bottom, obviously, you need to push your pole forward to angle that, unless you've got a crowie and then you
Turn
do
your
the
little
knob
knob,
thing.
right,
But
no.
you do have to adjust an angle. If you're targeting fish on the bottom, you can't be aimed at the surface. Although what I do is to make sure that I'm in the right spot, to say for lack of better words, but pull it back on the cast, see your splash, then aim down at the fish. All right, there was my splash, and the fish is, a metre or 5 metres closer but perfect lining, I know I'm going to sink down and fish that fish. I don't do any forward facing yet. I haven't found that I've needed it yet. The last few trips have been quiet and I have thought about it.
It's an interesting one. You got a Lowrance or a Garmin setup? Garmin, yeah. Yeah.
I actually hate changing it. I've changed it a couple of times and it's a pain in the ass, undoing bolts.
You know what's the easiest way? Buy a second setup.
Mate, I took out a second mortgage.
Yeah, I
just to get the first
know. I'm trying to just get the missus to okay me for a second setup.
I'd love
And
that.
it's
Another
not
screen
really.
on the front
I
and a
think there's-
forward, designated forward screen, designated
Yeah,
perspective.
she's got a list of renovations well before I get a second. But 27-inch crow screen, forward and perspective on the one screen, 2 transducers running. That's the ideal setup
Okay.
for me.
If you're a millionaire.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
yep.
far from a millionaire. That's the problem, is that I've got to ask for permission. But she doesn't go in the shed. So we need
listen to the
sneaky
podcast,
no, I don't think she does. Hopefully she doesn't, because we need to do a sneaky over the next month or two, and we need to get that sorted. So, I think that's the best setup you could ever get.
I'd love
Obviously, that's ridiculous in regards to extra money on top of what is already ridiculous for those setups.
Yeah.
For the standard bloke, and I see some of these young fellas, like they are just saving everything they can, and they've got a $2,500 tinny, and they got 10 grand worth of electronics on it, and it's ridiculous.
Sounds like someone I know.
Yeah, no, we know a few of them. Together, we know quite a few of them.
I was one of them.
Yeah,
Still
and that's
don't
what but that's all you need for the fishing you do. That's perfect. But yeah, I just sort of look at it and go, shit, surely it doesn't need to be that expensive, but technology is technology. And
That's it.
but
remember-
yeah,
It's the same with anything, but like the first of anything is always gear.
Well, that's it. Remember when side scan come out? Too dear for me.
it was the same price.
Cheating anyway.
It was the same
I
price.
know.
It's the same price as it is now.
Are they going
It
to
was
bring out
about 5 grand for the full setup. Didn't matter what brand.
Did you ever hear? Are they going to bring out like for these tournaments? They're going to bring out like a side scan section. Category?
Side scan only.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
Oh,
how about you
yeah.
just go no sounder? You either sounder or no sounder. I think that's cool. I'm all for it. Like, I'd go in those ABTs if there was no sounders, because that'd bring me back to the field.
Bring everyone back to the field, I reckon.
I don't know. There'd still be it'd go back to the old school guys who used to win them. They still got it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just don't have the thoughts over the technology. So
That's right.
the guys who were winning it 20 years ago, they'd get back and take over. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But like I was going to touch on, sorry, Matty, but like you haven't gone to the forward-facing mode yet. The Ross probably isn't the place to do it, but there will be applications where you'll benefit greatly from it. So, really snaggy bottom. That short mangrove, the tall skinny mangroves, I should say.
Yeah.
Just one single pole,
2 leaves on top.
2 leaves
No-
on
or
top,
no
little
leaves.
mud clump on the bottom.
Yep.
It falls over, and 10 of those fall over. They're sitting this far off the bottom, 200, 300 mil off the bottom. So what you can do there, and the barra's just sitting behind and underneath them and that. So when you're down, you don't have to use weedless lures. You can run
That's
just
right.
a standard lure over the top. You're watching your lure and you're pulling over the top of all that. And you're basically knocking them on the head without risking your lure.
Yep.
So that's the application that I'd change to go to downscape, the forward-facing mode. Sorry.
Yep.
I keep calling it downscan because just in my mind,
Yeah.
that's how I see it.
So I have caught one fish on forward, and that was with Surfy. Do you know?
Yeah,
Ian,
Ian Run, yeah.
And he was like, "Mate, everyone's doing it." I was like, "It's not." I don't
Oh,
wanna
and
do
Surfy
it,
be
though."
all over that. Yeah, the 18-year-old guys are doing it, mate. We've got to do it.
And he's not wrong. It
He's,
has
yeah.
its application. It is.
Oh, and you blow your load when a fish eats it.
It was pretty cool, man.
Like, it is so cool.
A mate of mine, Benny, from down Mackay way, he fishes the impoundments down there, Teamborough. Not so much Kinchin, but he cut his teeth there back in his day in the inflow and that. But he he bought when I met him, he bought his Livescope, and I was like, oh, this is as close as I'm ever going to get to a Livescope sort of thing. And we were learning it together, and it was perspective flat out. That was it. That was the only way we knew. We started off with a PVC pole until obviously, you know, got his funds up or whatever, and then now he's like, Batesy, are you not doing forward? Like, fuck that. Why did a man do it? He's like, do it. But on the same token, he's fishing basin fish.
Yeah.
Where there is...
He turns it to one, throws on top of it.
And there's 20 metres of water there.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It is ideal for that, but we don't have 20 metres in the Ross or 15 metres in the Ross.
No. You do at the mouth.
In the fresh,
in the fresh we don't, but in the salt there's a few little areas there that you would use that application and it would work. So.
Are you talking about the scan going front?
Yes, forward.
So that's what Timmy does down
Yeah.
at bloody...
Don't say where he fishes in
Down that
Mackay.
way.
Fucking hell.
No.
Don't say where he fishes in Mackay.
He's up the coast.
Oh yeah, out of north of Cairns. Yeah, north of fucking Cairns, matey. Yeah.
Down south around Cairns.
We don't want editing. We don't need another Brittany.
Kimmy puts some photos up of where he fishes. But yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking tell everyone then.
No, but like, that's what
You get murdered for that shit.
Yeah.
That's like kicking an own goal in soccer.
What you're talking about there. Is
Yeah. So anywhere that's over, say, 6 metres, and we touched with it with Dean, how he would use his perspective on certain fish and how he counted the depth to his sink rate.
Yeah.
So when he's fishing, say, 10 metres and it takes 5 seconds to get to the bottom, well, there's 2 metres every second, and you count your sink rate, and if the fish are at 6 metres, you let it go for 3 seconds and then pull it. You know, pretty simple.
On perspective, how do you know where they are?
On perspective, because the way he tilts, he just gets an adjustment.
Yeah.
And then what he'll do is actually follow his lure down and then go,
So it's
okay,
the
1,
same
2,
colour as the
3.
fish.
Yeah, or he'll watch his lure go through the beam. So put it in the middle, and then he'll put it right at the bottom, and then he'll put it right at the top, and then he'll work out where his lure's going through that beam, work out where most of those fish are. You know, these are guys that aren't fishing on one fish.
Yep.
These are guys that are fishing on 50,
Them, yeah.
and they're stacked there at mid-col, you know. So you let it drop down and then you wind it.
Yep.
So that mode is cool for that. If you don't want to go as technical as what Dean's doing, he stays on perspective and then goes down to his level, leaves it there, throws out, watches the lure.
I feel
Once the lure's there, then you... That's probably what you're doing.
Fish exactly
that's how
the
you
same.
fish, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. But if you go forward mode, you watch them all piled up, and then you watch your lure, and then you wind your lure. And you know that lure, and there's an amount of times that you go, oh shit, I'll slow it down, and just let it go another metre, and then you get a bite. But you wouldn't have done that if you're in perspective mode.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's a benefit, and other times it probably hinders you, and there's a pain in the ass. So it's one of those ones where it depends how your mind is. No different to working out math. We all work it out differently.
That's it.
So how you look at that sounder to how I look at the sounder, to how Matty looks at the sounder, to Benny how he looks at the sounder, all totally different.
Yeah.
And
John-
it's what works.
Young John doesn't use perspective at all.
Yeah.
He's solely forward mode.
John.
Young fellow fishes on his kayak here. John's Adventures.
Oh,
think
okay,
it's-
yeah. Sorry, John.
Mark Bramick.
Yeah.
I think that's his name.
Cool.
But he's just one of the younger crew. Loves his fishing. Didn't start too long ago, but man, since he's got his little scope thing, he's been smacking them.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. But like I was saying, it's forward. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't
Well, it
do
does
that.
make sure that you are right on top of them. That's the thing, is you know your lure is there, and that's
I've always said it's a
how it is.
one-player game, forward mode.
100%.
Because if I've got the pole on my
No,
side
it's
of the boat,
an absolute pain in the ass.
pain in
We
the
did it the
arse.
other day. We put it on forward mode. Well, that's great for the person who's got the pole.
Yeah.
Everyone
Right,
else is
right,
fine.
Yeah.
So I actually walked down the back the other day. You and Deacon were up the front. Well, they might not even been that time. Well, we might have been in perspective mode, but I was third person at the front of the console, at the front of the deck. And I'm looking at the sounder and I'm like, these cunts aren't touching the pole. Fuck this. I'll go down the back and throw towards the bank and just blind cast.
Yep.
Because if you're not the one at the pole watching that one fish that you're throwing at, then you're right. It's annoying.
Yep.
And that's what Livescope does.
Ryan had that big meter there the other day.
Yeah.
He saw it and he was He was in control of the pole most of the time when you went.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, I couldn't rely on you two. You and Deacon,
he's
fucking
there for
hell.
comedy, man.
It's the best looking motor shot at the back of the boat when these two are in charge of the pole. They just turn it around backwards. Oh, how good's the propeller?
What
How cool's that?
What about when you're on the blower and I was winding it in, just as I was about to pull it in, that fish just went donk.
That was hilarious.
He lost his
So
shit.
Matty had been like 9 hours of fishing.
Yeah.
9 hours of fishing without a bite.
It's a long day.
Oh yeah,
all been there, bud.
especially when there's fish coming over the boat. Like everyone else is pulling fish in. I think it was 2 and 1 threadies caught by then, and Matty's like, sitting there thinking, yeah. And I'm on the phone to someone. I was actually on the phone to Glenno.
Oh, yeah.
And Matty's up the front there, and he's winding, and then boof, nearly drops the rod clean out of his hand because he hasn't been used to a bite. So he's been just chilling, relaxing. It's like right at the waterline. He just shit himself. But exactly like we're talking about, if you were standing in the pole and you were facing where you needed to face, then you would have seen that fish come.
Yeah.
You would have been ready for the bite. You wouldn't have fucked it. So that's,
you didn't
that's
get
the
the
hard
fish?
bit. No, shit, no.
Ah, you fucked
No, it hit it and then.
Yeah, just boom,
Yep.
just but a solid pick, like big Freddy that one.
You get that here.
It went through the whole boat.
Do
So yeah, what?
Do you find like fishing in the fresh, like you're changing your gear a lot, like your lures and that, or do you sort of?
I take 4 or 5 rods.
Yeah.
So I'll change setups for the application.
Yep.
You know, I'll have a top water rod, I'll have a jerkbait rod, I'll have a big swim bait rod, I'll have a glide bait rod.
Yep.
And I'll cycle through if one's not working, or if fish are spooking, well, I'll put that aside and bring it out later. And then I'll go something else, something more subtle or something bigger, or
Yep.
something that's not doing the same as what scared the other ones.
Yeah.
So not so much chopping and changing.
It's the worst thing, cutting lures off, changing. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Like I've been fishing with Jack Walker for years, and Jack will go through 35 lure changes in a day. And I'm still stuck on a 130 hammertail prawn and still out fishing him, or vice versa. Like, yeah,
Well,
it's,
I must have tried like 5 or 6 different things.
yeah, you fell into the same trap. Yeah, I only used 3.
I feel like well, the day me, you and Jack went fishing.
Mm.
Well, come to think of it, you still owe me $100
$100
each.
bucks.
So.
Was it $100 each?
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah, because you were pretty confident.
Oh, were we?
Oh,
And I was like, well, I don't have $100.
Did I not pay
so
up? Did I not
none
pay
of yous-
up?
None of you.
I'll tell him. I'll message him now.
Get him. Tell him.
Yeah.
But
200,
anyway.
yeah, no, that's in the bank. That's done.
Thanks for telling me that, because next time if there's any bets, the money's going on the table.
Yeah,
That's how it should be.
Don't
That's
just
how it
say
should be.
I'm glad
Well, it's just
not,
very
I'm glad
rare.
It wasn't the way then, though.
It's
'cause
just
I
very
didn't have-
rare. Normally, I just give out account numbers.
But yeah, that was a fun day. But I locked into that one lure, that one tailie,
Yep.
tailbaits we call them now.
Old tailbaits, yeah.
They're not what they used to be, I tell you.
They're not what they used to be.
But man, it once you find because I've been fishing them for 12 years, 15 years since Big Gleno brought them out. I've caught more fish on those things than anything else because I used them a lot. It would be like Hodgie and his paddle tail, or paddle prawns, or whatever he uses.
Oh, yeah.
They are the best lure because he fishes them flat out. I could tie on anything.
Yeah, you put a
and fish
Cheerio
it.
on all day, every day, and you'll catch fish on
It's
it.
going to be the best
Imagine.
Cheerio in
So you seen the
the.
look I got at the shop yesterday when I said, I put another order in from China.
At the fishing warehouse.
Yeah, Pat hates it, eh? Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
We've got to keep.
Why doesn't he just put an order in?
Well, I don't know. That's a conversation you have to have with Paddy.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I didn't. I think it was just Rick that I said it in time.
Oh yeah, good.
He's been trying to get me to buy him to sell it. Well, fucking the last thing I want to do is buy a red prawn from China and sell it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I see where he's coming from. Owning a business and keeping the clients that he has happy, and blah blah blah.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like, you can judge everyone.
Yeah.
You can judge everyone for how they run the business, but they're not the one running the business.
That's
you know?
right.
Like I've had chats with both Pat and Dale back in the day when we were with GIMP and starting up and everything, and nothing eventuated because I wasn't very happy with, the attitude I got or the excuses for not putting some products on the table. I say everything as it is, but at the same time, I respect it business-wise because. Like you say, you got to keep the guys who support him and who have supported him for many years happy too. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. There's no right and wrong, and until you're in those in the shoes of
their
those
shoes,
guys,
yeah.
then
You'll never
you
know.
can't make those decisions. So.
That's right.
And I'm with Pat. Like I don't want to support cheap Chinese shit. Do you stock what we are talking about from other brands? Because that would be even more detrimental to what we're talking about.
So-
I'm unsure. I haven't been in, but
I know what you're saying. There's a few local fellas here that sell.
so what we're talking about are Xeric rip-offs, basically Wilson rip-offs, Samaki rip-offs, whatever, Okudas. They've all ripped each other off, basically.
So I got the whole lowdown on that the other day.
When it comes, I talked to Gleno about it.
Well, I thought Akuda was.
They are Kuda were Samaki or whatever, and something else, and something else, and something else, and then blah blah blah.
But I thought Akuda were the one from Day Dot, but it turns out they're not.
Samaki were.
Samaki were.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah.
I thought
But
Akuda were the.
were Akuda Samaki, or were
Well, that's.
there's are they all under the same banner or just different brands? So whatever it is, someone will fill us in with it. But from a basic rundown, those guys have got that prawn. China have ripped them off, which is fine. That's what China do. So someone in Pat's position, let's not promote or benefit China's rip-off of a product that you want to look after.
Yeah.
But the question I have, I don't know, so I'm not. This isn't having a go at anyone there. But the
I might not
question
have an
I
answer
have,
for this.
yeah, you might not. But the question I have is, are you stocking the same prawn from a so-called local manufacturer? And this is not having a go at the guys there either. But like everyone's got to make money, and everyone's in this industry.
I think
in a
there was
certain
one
way.
that slipped under the radar that no one knew was
Yeah,
just a backyard Chinese knockoff.
yeah.
I think one did slip, but it's kind of done. Now.
Yeah, and then I'd respect Pat for that too.
Yeah.
Like once you work that out, but you see some of these shops. Oh, we won't buy them from China ourselves at $3 each and then sell them at $10, but they'll buy them at $8 from someone who has already ripped off China
Sell them for $12.
and then sell them at even 15 or whatever. Like that's pathetic in my eyes.
I know I do buy them from there, but I still support the local guys.
Everyone buys them from there because it's it is what it is, and I'll be critical of some of the major brands that have those prawns and how shit their hooks are. Mm-hmm. Like how can you sell a $17 lure that bends on a 50 centimetre fish? Like that is nothing but pathetic when it's only a 30-cent difference over there to put a solid hook in. The tail baits you're talking about, baits, they've got a pretty bloody solid hook. But they're made just down the road from the same factory. And it's like, well, how hard was it for that company to put a solid hook on? They don't care because it's selling and it is what it is.
I've those tail baits. I change hooks out on them anyway.
Yeah, well, the 5-inch, or it might be the 4.5.
4.5.
Might be the 4.5's got the shit hook.
Yeah.
The little ones, happy with.
Yeah.
Well, they're fine.
Fine.
They're good for what they are. You're not
Yeah.
gonna, you're not targeting a meter barra. You do fluke the odd one, but you're not specifically targeting meter barra. But and then the 5.5 inch, I think it is actually a solid hook.
Yep.
But the 4.5 in the size actually bends, and I think a lot to do with it is when they actually make the lead moulds. So they're moulding into that hook, and it just creates a weak point.
Yep.
And that's where it bends. But
Well,
going back to the manufacturers, like for fuck's sake, you're paying $2 for a prawn from China. Like for God's sake, put a 20-cent extra heavy duty hook in the fucking thing, because you're selling them here for $18. Like it's not that difficult. Like if that was a local business trying to do that, then you'd be getting reprimanded left, right, and centre. People would be
about
going, don't support them because they got a shit hook.
What about the big brands, as in like without saying the brands, what about your standard?
Well, see, we're not worried about
jerk-
getting sponsors here, so we can talk about
But I
any
don't-
of them.
I
But,
don't-
no, you're right.
I
But
can't put shit on any one in particular.
Yeah.
But I can put shit on a collective.
yeah, see,
Why-
some
why
of
am
that I can
buying
understand
a
though,
barra lure that I have to
because
for-
they're not
for
barra lures.
$35. Correct.
They're not barra lures.
Why are
They're
we
bass,
selling them?
American bass
Why were they
lures.
made a barra style?
Well, that's logical, but then they'd have to change everything and they'd have to redesign it to suit the bigger hooks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there. So
But if I can
that
go
market,
and buy a $35 jerk bait, say,
yeah,
and I can pick and choose my preferred treble to make it weighted and suspend, and the rings to make it suspend or float or sink how I want it to. How come they can't just put those hooks on?
but
If I can do
why
it.
those guys sponsor people in Australia that target barra and change those hooks out of the packet? So why wouldn't you get a little bit of feedback from the guys you sponsor and say, let's do that? You know, it's no different to when we first started making the gimp prawns, and we were using drill bits as the nose, and it would end up split. Like we would end up after a while, they would tend to split because it was an actual drill bit, and when I was pulling the drill bits out of the moulding, it would create a micro slit.
Yeah.
And then when you jammed, a bit like anything, you jam something too big for the hole, it's going to split.
Yep.
So exactly,
Play that game.
yeah. So you then change, you then change your pin, you then change your rod. So, but little things like that, like what's your R&D doing? What is your brand actually doing if they can't get, like the whole market over here is big enough, surely, to just change the hooks on
Yeah.
and just say these are the Australian version. And fuck me, someone from America might actually run them as a bass lure, or Japan, and then think, holy shit, how good's that hook set up? We can't bend them, because surely those fish are bending those. Some of those 10-pound bass are bending those jerkbait hooks.
They're fishing mono,
Eh,
soft rods.
Yeah.
We're fishing braid.
yeah, true.
120-pound
True.
leader.
Trying to bass
We're
lift.
swinging to the hills.
Trying to bass lift 80 centimetre barra in a boat.
It'll happen. What's the challenge like? What's your
84
biggest?
is the biggest.
Yeah, I'll
I
get
slung an 84 in the boat. No, this is a high-sided boat.
whatever, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. It's got to be on video.
Mate, you can't change the parameters.
Have you got?
It's gotta be on video.
84 on video.
No, I think a 78's the biggest
We'll
I've
have
put
to start
over.
a
So we'll
fresh
start at
slate.
78 because I've got video footage of 78.
Done. 78.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah.
That's the.
I think we need to go
starting
and
point.
do it ourselves together.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, one of us catch one
Look at
bass,
little
lift it, break the
DJI
record, and then the
camera
other
there,
one.
mate, ready to go.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. I'm just about to get one.
That was my Father's Day present.
How good is it? Does it have the playback?
It has the pre-record.
Pre-record,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So what, you press it and it goes back.
You can choose 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5
Oh,
minutes, 10
okay.
minutes,
Yeah,
half
cool.
an hour.
Oh, fuck, I'll be
Something
a
like
god if I can film what I catch. No, I wouldn't. I'll have to stop the.
Not on live bait, bro.
I'll stop that. No,
Hey.
hey, that was 2 years ago, mate. My love bait fishing days gone. Gone. I got Livescope now, brother.
So
Livescope.
you're going to have to get your thing set up so you don't show where you're fishing.
No.
Yeah, no, pole above.
We got
So
all
I'm going to
this-
run off the
we
console,
got all
straight
this
down,
Stuff the other day.
10 metres in front of the boat. He sends me all this stuff the other day, and it's like, what, do you just want to give out GPS marks? Like, it's like, no, we're not
He
releasing that.
knew the fucking cameras were on our heads.
Yeah, but you didn't have to look up. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Like if the camera's on your head, you can look down at where the fish is jumping. Not,
Wait,
I land it
hey,
on my chest and I go
Hey.
down until just the horizon's still left.
you turn around on one of the videos. There's the four-way of the bowling, right there. And it's
Hey,
like-
can you stop saying the bowling, please?
I
Sorry.
will say this. The camera was on his head for 3 hours. So it's not just...
A lot of bird watching.
Yeah.
Was there any
Yeah.
fish on that? No, that wasn't me stint of no fish. It was fuck that camera. That's shit. That's a bad idea. No, from the console, I'm going to have it like 2 metres up. The question I have DJI is, do you get a remote? Can you get a remote?
I don't know.
I need a remote because it's going to be hard for me to jump up that 2 metres to press the button to do the pre-record
Just go
when I'm
and
playing a
do it
fish
right.
out solo.
That's a
When
good
you
question.
when I went over there yesterday, they have like a thing on each camera that tells you exactly all of their stuff that they do. So just go in there and just read that.
Can't read.
Sometimes they have a voice.
Activation.
Sure, they have a
that'd be
voice.
cool.
Record. Beep, fucking record. You got to put that fucking in the front of it.
Reminds me. That's like the Alexa cockatoo. Have you seen that one? Down the hallway, middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the cockatoo walks down the hallway, and he's like, "Alexa, turn on the music!" And he's dancing, and the music's like high as loud as shit, and you hear the woman go, "Alexa, turn the music on."
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's bloody hilarious. But yeah, it'd be like me screaming at the camera to get something out of it. But you just turn it on.
It's been filming the whole time. It's just got out of
That'd be so cool. But yeah, no, so we'll have to start videoing them, but
Yep.
yeah. Bass lifting.
A few more trips on that Pathfinder will be bloody handy.
Mm.
Don't worry about Luke. He doesn't like fishing.
Mm.
So,
Nah, he's got a kid.
yeah.
He got a new kid. You
He
can't. You're
actually-
2 years
he
out.
actually just messaged me.
Did he?
He's like, did he tell me to get fucked?
More or less.
Well, I don't think I did. I'd probably say that you're probably a little bit more important than 400 people, Lukey. So sorry.
That covers you.
Yeah, that covered me up. I don't know where, but just somewhere in there.
I was just having a look at the DJI thing. I'm just trying to find.
Yeah, so it's cool that camera. You happy with it?
Oh, yeah, stoked with it.
Yeah, awesome.
The only downside I had with it, there's a night mode on it. And I ran it on night mode with the pre-recording, and man, she cooked day. It was in the middle of winter, and it got hot. It said overheating.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think that's such a plausible kind of
Yeah,
function
okay,
for it.
obviously it uses.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But during the day with the heat we've had, no drums.
No, I haven't had any dramas. No.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it feels hot to touch, but it hasn't gone beep,
Yep.
shutting down to hot sort of scenario.
Also, I was telling him yesterday when we were trying to work out what cameras we were going to use to film this, because I got a couple of Sony ZV-10s, they're just vlogging cameras.
Oh, yeah.
And they overheat after like 55 minutes. And I was just like, what's the point? I spent nearly 1,600 on each camera for all the bits. So I'm probably going to get rid of one now because I don't.
Is that running on a battery or a hard wire?
So one of the plugs that comes with the camera, they have like that, like the battery pack to give it that extra oomph, and even then, still just.
No good.
I was talking to Sue last night. I think I turned it on at the 56-minute mark, just overheated, and that was in the aircon.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that ain't going to cut it in the middle of summer. Yeah, it's one of those
especially
interesting
like if we're
ones.
just going to use it through here, like this thing is no issues at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, cool. No, that'll be my thing over this week. I'll get a DJI.
Yeah.
Next week I'll get the Livescope.
Find the thing.
Week after I'll get the 27-inch. Say it quickly, easily. So I might have to go to work. Might have to start some work.
$759
Holy!
for
It's
the
expensive, this fishing thing, eh?
for the DJI Osmo 360 standard combo.
360. I've got just the 5 or something. DJI 5. The 360 one,
Nah, I don't want
I would for the console.
it. Yeah, but I've got a GoPro Max.
What's that mean?
It's the 360.
Oh,
It's no different, but it's not that great. And the
I just
whole
like how you can pick where you want to look at.
Yeah.
Like it'll film everything,
yeah.
but you can. I want to
Yeah.
look here. And
So you don't have to worry about Maddie looking over there because it already is filming over there. Nah, it just sort of doesn't cut it.
It says here it films at 8K, so that's fucking magic. 360, 120 megapixels. Battery life is 100 minutes.
100 minute. Yeah, no, but see, I'd like to, as long as it can be hardwired, I'd like a hardwired to the
You'd need
console.
one.
Yeah, see, if you're hardwiring, you got to worry about it overheating.
Well, no, see,
That's-
we'll get a little battery. I'll get a little umbrella.
I'm talking about
I'll get a little umbrella on
it's
top.
the heat off the power.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'd ask and see if they've had any issues with them.
That'd be you'd have to look that up for sure.
Yeah,
I'll jump
it
on
wouldn't-
Reddit and because a lot of people post shit on Reddit, I'll jump on and see if there's anything said about that because
Yeah.
as long as there's power going to it, it means there's heat. So yeah, as just have to be careful because you might end up cooking one of those things like for $800. That's a lot to cook.
Yep.
Probably still worth getting a cover of some form because the sun heat would
Oh,
exacerbate it.
100%. It'd make it worse.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's like a little pina colada umbrella.
I've deviated into your neck of the woods, mate. Technology seems like your side of neck of the woods.
He makes it out like it is, and then he can't turn a podcast machine on.
Yeah,
I'm back to this one, he says.
What do you mean?
Well, what else is there? What else can we throw up Batesy? What's the next year of fishing and adventures going to be? Is it more and less going to be head down, bum up with work?
Well,
Work around
obviously
what
got
you
to.
can?
Yeah, got to do what I can with the time I'm kind of dealt.
Yep.
My boat motor needs a gearbox. Pretty sure it's full of water, so I don't think that'll last very long.
No, you just keep changing the gear.
Dodgy little.
Just keep
bugger
changing
off.
the gear all every time.
Well, that's what my mate Matty said.
$19.
From Mackay, he goes, just keep running it, Batesy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just top it up every time.
It's not
Drain
just
it, top
leaking
it up.
in. Yeah, Ray at Pedo's Marine's going to turn around to me and go, "What the fuck advice is that?" Adam? But yeah, obviously we wouldn't do it with one of ours.
No.
But yeah, like an older one, like just keep topping
An
it
old
up.
two-banger.
Yeah.
She's right.
What is it?
30 yammy two-banger.
Yeah, why don't you give Ray a call?
Well, I've got another motor there, and Surfy reckons he can do it. If it's the right, obviously the right motor, he can teach me how to do it. He's done it all before.
Huh.
So I'll take that because it's going to be free.
Oh, swapping a gearbox over is a piece of piss.
Oh, is it just?
It's 5 bolts, mate.
Have you seen me try and put a new switch on the back of your boat for the deck wash?
Oh yeah, but the
You've
reason
seen
you
that?
were doing it was because I wasn't doing it. So you
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
me doing the gearbox. Yeah, no, that's all right. It can't be as bad as the 300s.
Okay.
The littler ones slot in a lot easier,
Yeah, I don't know.
apparently.
Supposedly, it'd be lighter. I can guarantee that.
Bring it over, and if we have a problem, we'll ring Ray. Ray, give us some ideas.
So once that's sorted, I'll be doing a little bit more exciting stuff, a bit more freshwater stuff, because I'm kind of doing what I can reach on the electric at the moment,
Yep.
which is, I mean, it's plenty for me. And I don't get time to go do exploratory missions or anything. I just fish what I know.
Oh, so you're not running the motor at all?
No.
No, mate.
I took,
Undo
the, I
the
took the
plug,
fuel. I
pump
took
some,
the fuel tank
pump
out so I
some
could
new
do some
oil in it
naughty,
and just go.
do some naughty spots. Well, you're allowed in there with electric motor, but you're not allowed in there with a big motor. I'll just take the fuel tank out. Oh, you don't have a boat license? Oh, I'll just take the fuel tank out. Surely.
Really, I don't think this is needed on a podcast.
Right, we can edit
Otherwise,
that out,
we'll just unbolt the 300 Pro XS and we'll just run off 3 electric motors off the front of the Pathfinder.
we can do that.
Is there a
fresh.
legality in charters up there as well already with that?
Who knows, mate? We're
No.
uncharted waters here, mate.
Literally.
See,
Yeah.
let's push these buttons.
Yeah, let's see. Ah. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but no, I think probably going to do me coxswain this year,
Yeah.
this month.
That's
Gonna
awesome. Smash
unlock
it
all
out,
that
mate.
in and
Smash it out.
maybe
I hear Batesy's Ross River Dam charters. Batesy and Lukey.
Batesy and Lukey.
I'm
We
all right
actually
here.
spoke about that the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Oh, I know you did. I planted the seed and you've grown it. So let's do it.
We call it Master Bates.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah. Who has the audacity? Batesy has the audacity.
The master Bates. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, do you think once upon a time before you were 18, that's what it come in on your letters? Master Bates?
No one's coming in on my letters, but my teachers used to give me master, and until I said, "Hey, look, I know what that means, right?" They pulled that up pretty quick, but yeah, I mean, yeah,
No, well, we always talked about that.
yeah,
It was always in plan. I think it's a cool lifestyle with your mentality and the way you love fishing and everything fishing. In all honesty, if you can't be 5 times the guide that I am, then there's something wrong because it doesn't matter what sort of fishing you're after. You're not pig-headed into thinking that way, and that's what we're doing, and that's it. You'll venture and do other things with the clients that'll be even better than what I can do. So,
well,
I'm never not too proud to sort of admit that.
yeah.
So I think it'd be cool.
I do too. Honestly, I think I'd love it. I've done a bit of guiding in my day, and it
Yeah.
was fun. Like I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah, I ran the boat I was on. I ran it like it was my own. It wasn't even my company that I was working for, but ran it how I wanted to, and it worked out. It worked out really well, and the boss didn't care. He was happy for it.
That is the only way to run it, though. The whole mentality of it's not my charter company, that's never going to sit well with me as an owner or Matt, the business partner. So, it's basically we hand the baton on. If you're going to be running a charter boat under Audacity, well, it's going to be Chris Bates. It was no different to like when we touched in Rockhampton with Travis. Like, yeah, Audacity was there. It was a sticker on a car and a sticker on the boat, but you were fishing with Travis down in Rockhampton. So that's exactly how we would have it up here. So you'd be fishing with Batesy, and it'd be cool for us. We got a couple of young fellas there that'll transition as well. So I think boats wise, it'd be cool for us to get a boat set up that you can run, and then if it all goes well, and there needs to be a step up in the quality of boat. You need to be running something like the Pathfinder.
You said Pathfinder
instantly
straight
with the
away.
Pathfinder. If you can give me 150 days a year, then you're straight in that Pathfinder. It's yours. We sign 200's done. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'll get a 25 Pathfinder.
You get the clientele, mate.
I'll get the 25.
I'll sleep on that thing,
because Matty wants the 27. So, but yeah, no, it's one of those things where if it works out, I think Townsville has an amazing future when it comes to the fishing industry. I think what's happening in the next few years with net closures and possibilities of everything going on, I think, this isn't just from my Audacity point of view, this is just from a fishing point of view, Townsville-wise, it's going to boom. So we'd love to be a part of that and have 4, 5, 6 boats in this area with the right guys. But as good as I do that I'm not going to be doing that unless I've got the right guys on those boats. Yeah. If I'm turning around and just going, yep, you're going with that skipper and it is what it is, then it's not. I'm not sending the boat out. So I don't, unless we've got someone who's good on the end of it, it's not going to happen. So, so you'll slot in there perfectly.
Thanks, mate.
That should be cool.
Actually, feels nice to hear.
So, warm and fuzzy.
It does.
Warm and fuzzy. But no, that's the whole idea of the business moving forward. So,
But if he's given a compliment either, because not very many go out.
yeah.
I've known him a long time now. he doesn't give them unless he means it.
Matty just doesn't understand because he just can't fish. There's no compliments. It's
Fair.
And still love you, bud. You can touch computers.
You can touch computers.
It's sexual what you're doing to computers, mate. We appreciate it. Sorry, too many JDs.
2 minutes, not enough.
Not enough, yeah. It's only number 3. No, cool. So that's a bit of a wrap up. There wasn't any questions you want with Batesy?
I'm good. I think he's covered everything,
Yeah.
I reckon there's definitely a round 2 in it. There's so much that we didn't touch base on, I feel.
Yeah, it's just probably a matter of in your head what you're willing to want to talk about. And then, for the first 20 podcasts, we're winging it. We're sort of just getting on and chatting and doing what we need to do. But, if you want to have a think about it, how another podcast would go, then by all means start writing down some ideas and thought processes and go from there. What I'm trying to push...
Put it towards like a subscription one.
Yep.
It's like not just going to go out to everyone.
Yeah. I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
So it'll be behind.
I guess I'd be more inclined to divulge a bit more of the stuff that that I've learned over time, as opposed to what everyone already knows that fishers that
It's always a hard one, though, but you don't want to be giving that away anyway. Like I want to be 55 years old and seeing this bloke smash it as one of the best freshwater impoundment guides there is. That'd be my ego for it. So I want to make everyone that's worked under me better.
Yeah.
So you'd probably think that Ryan and they may even be on the path to actually do something like that. So
I can see what you mean by that, because they're even doing finger mark stuff now as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a lot of courses. Yeah, Ryan.
But no, the only reason I did it was for the sounder.
yeah, well, but that's the thing is you probably just bought a sounder and you needed help with it, and it suits. Like there's a market there. That's good.
Yeah, because like that's why I like snag bashing so much. I don't have to worry about the sander that much. But now after going with the Livescope and that with you and like just watching what you're looking at on your sander as well, kind of makes me want to get it. But at the same time, sort of, I just enjoy snag bashing.
Do you really have to get it with a mate like this hanging around?
Not really.
No.
But at the same time, I want to be able to do my own stuff.
Oh,
It'd help me
He gets in the
learn
road.
the shit better.
He gets in the road. Like we all get in the road when there's too many people on that boat. We have 4 or 5 people on that boat. You know how hard it is to get hold of that pole at the front when the other 4 bastards are fighting over it?
I don't touch the pole. I stay well away from it.
I'm going to buy one for the back too.
And I fucking hate it.
That's
So
a
you
great
need-
idea.
I
So
hate
you need
showing over people.
4 transducers, 2 poles, 4 transducers, 4 screens. Because you can't have forward and
Well, what we need,
Perspective
what
on
we
the front
actually
and on the
need
back.
is that to be the Ross River Dam charter vessel,
yes,
and
and
then
for 18 people at a time on it.
and then us get a 25-foot Pathfinder.
Okay, let's do it.
We're sitting
'Cause
there
I-
the other day
like, my
flicking
dream-
roll at the front, and Ryan's like, "Nah, just throw." And I hate throwing over people because it feels ignorant. And these boys are like, "Who gives a
Fuck
fuck?"
off! You threw 117 times over the top of me.
throw
I counted every
through
single
to the
one.
right of you. And then every time I throw in, this prick hits the fucking electric, and it's just a waste of a throw. And I'm just like, motherfucker.
That's because you're waiting for me to wind in before you throw. It's like, throw over me while I'm winding in. Don't throw over me when my lure hit the water. But it's one of
Can't
those
win a
things.
trick, man.
No, you can't.
That's the biggest thing I've learned on the Pathfinder.
What people don't understand is like when you guide for that long, the last thing when you jump on the boat you want to do is actually do anything properly and not shit take. So all we do is piss take everything, and all I do is stir the shit out of everything, because it's like kids at school. You're holding all that goodness. Yeah, it's all at school. Yeah, good for the teachers, good for everyone there. You come home, your mum's a bitch and your dad's a prick. Like, so that's how I am when I charter, and then we go on the boat and have a bit of fun. The banter is just, it goes from
Phenomenal.
here to woo, way
I was
up there.
actually talking to Lukey, not Lukey, Brito today about me and you on charter,
Yep.
and it's like it is the best. It is the best thing to actually know who you can and can't put shit on the boat. You know, from as soon as you walk on the boat, you know who you can towel up and just get away with it and enjoy it and make the day so much better. But you also got those tough nuts to crack.
Oh yeah,
They're my favourites. Those real stern,
You would have loved-
straight-looking faces.
So last year when I cut the hand on that fillet, that was Ed Jacoboni's group, which is 4 70-year-olds that come out every year. So we had him this year as well. And I turned around to him. We were fishing for trout at Britomart, and he's on his 3rd trout, and he's struggling. 70 plus years old, but they're good trout. Well, they're nearly 60s and 65s. And I turned around to him, and I'll excuse the C word here, but I said, "Would you just pull it in fast, you old cunt?" And he looks at me and goes, "What'd you just call me?" I said, "Pull it in faster, you old cunt." And he pisses himself laughing. I said, "Yeah, well, I'm going to have to watch it when I go back to Townsville." And we jump on a normal charter. But that was how the banter went for the whole week of trips, or 4 days of actual fishing we did. You guys come on the last night for dinner with those boys. Yeah. But the banter was ridiculous. And the reason they come back is because we talk like that to them. But I've known Ed for 15 years at the casino, and that's how he used to talk to me while I was dealing blackjack to him. So I got away with that, and he could throw it at me and I could throw it back at him. But I said to him, "Geez, I better watch it when I go back to Townsville." And some old fella comes on and he's struggling to pull the rod in, and I'd turn around and say that to him. I'd just signing my death wish. You imagine what the face would look like? Imagine if you're just going on a normal charter as a 70-year-old and you're puffing out a little bit, and then the skipper turns around and says that to you. I'd deck him. If I was him, I'd deck me.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, interesting. So sometimes the banter level does get too much, Matty, and that's because it's like a pressure valve.
What about Jodie? Do you reckon she got upset when I went and hosed the deck off and I said that's the first time blokes made you wet in a long time?
She
Was that
loved
too
it.
much?
No, she
She
loved
had
it.
a good old giggle.
She
at that,
loved it. Yeah. She wants you back on for the next one. We're going to do when Vanguard turns up, we'll do a regulars trip and throw a few of us on and just do it as a recreational trip.
Yep.
And just load it up with a good bunch and just go out for a free fish and just run amok and do some filming, and that'll be cool.
Sounds wicked,
Jodie and Dot will be on that.
Please.
And then
I'd hate to not see that,
Have
mate.
you ever been on with Bev from?
Yeah, down
so God love Bev from
she
Forest
came
Beach.
out when we were in Lucinda.
Lucinda, yeah. So she's lovely. So shout out to her too. She's cool. She sends me
Absolutely.
messages every now and then. It's cool.
She's a beauty.
And when they
eh?
come on, they give you cooked biscuits for
Yeah,
you.
there's a
And
treat,
it's
there's
just
a
like,
treat.
oh,
There's always a
grandma.
treat.
It's like it's perfect. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's what the charters are about in my mind. So, yeah. No, any other last questions or anything, Matty? I think we've sort of gone.
Leading into Christmas.
We are.
If this is going to be dropping before Christmas,
I think we drop this next week,
cool. All right. Well,
just because I think Batesy, freshwater talk, barra.
Yep.
I think that's a cool thing to
Good time of the
to go
year,
through.
out of barra season.
And then,
People chasing them.
we can probably even have Batesy back before start of February to do another podcast and hit on the saltwater stuff. I'm pretty sure, being a much bigger fishery with the saltwater, you'll be happier to just sort of
I'll divulge what I know.
divulge what you know to a point. But even if you look at it from a Darwin scene point of view, it's a lot of those things. People don't understand is different rivers fish differently. And
So-
when you talk about how you fish that river, that doesn't mean that you go 20 mile up the coast and fish the same river, the next river the same.
No.
So, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll do that, I think.
No, I'd be happy to come and play this game, mate. I love it.
Yeah. So what was your question? Since we cut off?
I may
Since
have
we're
to-
doing this before Christmas,
I had a question from one of my friends, and this leads into Audacity for you. Like, if people want to buy, what do you call it? It's like vouchers for fishing trips and that. Like,
Yep.
who do they see? Do they just contact you
yeah, contact Sue.
at Audacity?
Yeah.
Just go to the Audacity
Yeah,
page? Is it
audacity.com.
just
I think you can buy the single, like you can purchase a full boat booking or a single spot on a mixed group trip 13 hours on the website, or you can just email or text message Sue and she can customise the voucher for you
And
as
that's
well.
at audacity.com.au,
Yeah, yeah.
That's where
I'll be
someone
honest,
today.
and vouchers are a pain in the arse in every way when it comes to a business because the money goes in, you've got to put it aside, you put it in a separate account, and then you've got to work out when that person comes back on. So it is a pain in the arse. We do it, and I'm happy to do it, but yeah, from our point of view, like I'd much rather just a full boat booking or But I do understand too that people don't know when they would want to book that date. So, and we say to a lot of people with vouchers, if you do purchase a voucher, we'll actually open up a date that suits you to a mixed group, whereas we won't open up a mixed group charter more than 2 weeks ahead unless we did have a voucher.
Yeah.
So I suppose in that regard, getting a voucher is a good thing because you can pick the date next year that you want to go, or even pick 2 or 3, and we'll open it up as a mixed group charter, and then they jump on.
Yeah, well, the person who's my friend, she's buying for her hubby. He's same swing as me at work.
Yep.
So yeah, he'd have
perfect.
plenty of opportunity like on the week off that he was
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
so.
yeah. No, that's easy. And that's the thing is, like, if it has to be a weekend, then you just book 3 weekends and he's home. It's not there's no dramas with it.
On this same note,
Yeah.
is a gift voucher as good as cancelled charter? Because I know you do not push charters in shit weather like a lot of other charter companies do.
Yeah.
Do you straight up refund those seats, or do
Up
you
to them.
so they can take
Totally
a
up to
refund
them.
or
Yeah,
they can
100%.
take a voucher?
I'd rather not hold people's cash.
Yeah.
I don't have an interest with it. It's
That's
a pain
the
in the
one
arse.
thing that really stood out with me. I've worked in charters all around Australia.
Yeah.
You are literally the only one that will not push a charter if you know the weather is terrible.
Yeah. And that's because we've been out there.
We've been.
You and I
had
have
our
literally
asses
been out
handed.
there when you go up on a wave and you've been pushed onto another wave because of the wind and the rain. It's not really fun. It's not we're sitting there laughing and enjoying ourselves. towards the clients,
That's
but we're
the
sitting there
yeah.
shitting ourselves.
To build morale, yeah.
And, you know, it's not a small boat. Obviously, Vanguard is a lot bigger, and there's the capabilities of having everyone in, and it's comfortable aircon. It's a wave breaker. It'll just smash through all that. Epic, and it'll be great. But that still doesn't mean I want to be out there in 25 knots and I want to send Bryce out there in 25 knots. If you got your Master 5, I wouldn't expect you to go out in 25 knots. So, yeah, it's one of those ones where we just say to the clients, well, it's totally up to you. We're happy to just give you your cash back, or let's book whenever you need to keep going. From a business point of view, I'd rather just give the cash back.
Right.
Because then you're not holding on, and you know, like we've probably got maybe 3 or 4 that we still owe a trip to, which is no problem.
Yeah.
It's just we just keep rebooking until we get it. But the last thing I want is that number to grow to 20, where there's like, you know, at $5,000 a charter for a full boat, that's $100,000 worth of charters that we're holding that $100,000 for.
Yep.
I don't want to hold $100,000 worth of people's money. I'd rather give you the $5,000 back,
Come book when you can.
and then you book again and pay it. So we won't, you know, we try not to take payment until 3 days before. That way we know and we're good.
Yeah, 3 days, yeah.
And that's easier. But there's a lot of businesses that like to pay because it falls into that financial year, or, you know, they can put it into certain funds and pay it in certain ways. Then that's all sweet. That's still doable.
Effectively laundering.
But yeah,
It's legal
well,
time.
you know, if they're
We are the mafia.
we have it with a couple of the extended trips we have where the clients are like, can we put half of this year and half of this next year, just so the boss doesn't see that it actually cost that much. The boss looks at the paperwork and thinks that we did too. Like, and it's like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. Like, it's not laundering, it's just logic. But yeah,
No,
so
to whoever's listening to this, I have no affiliation with Audacity at this point in time. Helping dodge tax.
there's no tax. No, it's never tax dodging. It's dodging the boss.
Yeah.
It's because they're worried that the boss doesn't want to pay that amount for a charter.
Yeah.
So let's spread it over 2 years and it's all good. But then come the end of the next financial year,
Got to book another 2.
they're booking it anyway. So on the paper, it looks like they've already booked one anyway. Like they've booked 2 that year. So they're actually doing 4 a year at half the price. Whatever they got to do, whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a basic note, I don't have an interest. We worked for a company we touched on earlier.
Ooh.
Now I don't know what's going on with them, but like they would be owing $200,000-$400,000
Minimum.
Yeah. So we know a couple of guys, the regulars, that have paid $50,000 for a trip and have been told to get fucked. So, you know, that in itself is a rort. You know, it's probably not that professional that I'm saying it on a podcast, but
No, but you're not throwing
it's
names
raw.
out there, and it's true.
You know, it's
If it wasn't true, you're making shit up to slander another company, well, I guess that'd be bad. But you're not.
Yeah.
It's actual facts.
And I think if as a business, if you can't learn from other businesses that you work for, then you're not improving, you're not benefiting your life in any way, are you?
That's it.
So if you can't be bigger and better than where you used to be, you're going backwards. So learn from all that. So and my way of learning is I don't want to hold people's money. There's certain times and places that we have to.
Yep.
But yeah. And I'm willing to cancel charters. You know, and there's a lot of charters. Well, I'd say a lot. We probably cancel 20 a year that we could turn around and go, shit, it's lunchtime. We cancelled the charter, but shit, we could have gone out. Like, it's not as bad as we thought it was. But there's probably 50 that we go, thank fuck we cancelled. Like, it was borderline, we could have gone, but
And
shit, it's turned bad.
Some there that we didn't know that we should have cancelled, but well,
You can only work off a forecast, and if
That's
there
it.
isn't a storm forecast, and then suddenly you're in 3 metre seas with 60 knot winds and getting thrown around,
it's not real fun.
it doesn't matter. If you can't see it on any forecast, then I don't think we can cap the blame to that.
No, that's right.
And Benny was cool.
Hey,
Benny was cool,
he was.
and his boys, and yeah,
He
yeah,
comes into
so
work a lot, Straney.
he's a legend, eh?
Is he not the?
I'm going to
best
have him
bloke you've ever
on.
met?
We're going to have him on as a podcast, just as a nice general chat. Good bloke.
Yep.
Let's have a cool chat. I think it'd be awesome.
He is.
Talk about his fishing and his life.
Yep.
A lot of people can learn from him.
He's a
He's
10
like one of the
in my
nicest.
eyes, a 10 out of 10 man.
Mate.
He is a 10 out of 10 bloke.
He is. We went for lunch the other day, and he got up in his condition. He got up and opened the door for about 6 women. They're walking from my back, so he's up and opened the door before I can even think about anything, and opens the door for him. It's like, mate, like, just, you know, wasn't just women, I should say, they were blokes as well.
Yeah,
but you know, if they've got two drinks and they want to open a door, so that's just the kind of bloke he is. So.
Yeah.
Good. No, I think we'll have him on, and Matty can meet him, and
Yeah.
that'll be good. We sponsored their kids' basketball team, which would be pretty cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. Cool. Does that run long enough? Sorry, we probably just dragged out way out.
2 hours and 5 minutes.
Holy!
Smashed it. So,
We
yeah.
probably could have done it in an hour and 40. The
Nah.
last half hour, we sort of
mean-
ventured everywhere there, didn't we? Wow, we talked about everything.
I will say there was no we in that. There was just Adam. Story time.
Story time with Adam.
But no, like, yeah, thanks for that. It's appreciated, bud. All your time.
No, anytime.
Good day,
Love
Bill.
it.
Anyone wants to find us, you can find us on Oceanic Mafia on Facebook. We're across 3 platforms: Podbean, Spotify, and iTunes, I believe.
I love how he looks at me. Like I've got any idea.
Yeah, I'm Podbean. That's where I found you.
Podbean.
Yeah, we put it on Podbean, so like if people don't want to pay for like Spotify and that, they don't have to. So cool.
Perfect.
Great idea.
Did you like the bacon today?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I take a bag of that home with
You
me?
can or you,
Yeah. Whoa.
If they're Adams, I'll take 2.
Yeah, no,
Look,
take a
once-
bag.
Once they're here, mate, you do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a bag.
Just got to get out of the backyard before
Oh, yeah.
the dogs get me.
I've got to feed them too.
No, they
Yeah.
had pies earlier. We went to Mel's Bakery there. Remember?
We.
I did.
I like this. Maddie's got this thing about bringing food in.
Kiwi pies, man. Oh, they were delicious.
Kiwi
That's
pies.
what they call it, a kiwi
Yeah.
pie. It had big chunks of steak in it, cheese.
Oh.
Pastry was just puffed.
I don't know. I had it. I had half of it. Whatever was left.
Half?
Whatever.
I had
He
one
took a
bite,
bite.
and you were like, yeah, this is mine. I was like, right.
It's a good pie. But he bought 4 others. I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm
Was it
having the Kiwi
as
one.
good as an Aussie pie?
Yeah, it was a typical Aussie pie with cheese.
Oh, so it was an
But I
Aussie-
don't understand the Kiwi thing. I'm like, and apparently the lady at the shop goes, oh, it's because the Kiwi baker. And it's like, well, wouldn't that make every fucking pie a Kiwi? Like,
It was delicious nonetheless.
if the baker is a Kiwi and that pie is a Kiwi pie, well, wouldn't it make every pie that he makes a Kiwi pie?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Just like Aussie pies are built by Aussie. But nah.
No, that's
No,
not.
if
It's
you
interesting.
eat it in Australia,
If
it's an
there's
Aussie
anyone
pie.
who works there or knows of anyone who works at Mel's Pie, let's get an understanding of this. Cause,
Come and have a chat on the podcast.
yeah.
Bring a few flavours, tasters, and we'll sit down and.
Well, you don't have to bring a
This
few.
is a whole
He just
new
goes and buys
podcast.
$100
This is
worth
the-
of food.
We're venturing outside of the fishing side of things here.
This is Maddie's thing. This is Maddie's
Food,
thing. That
food.
he's,
I got my own Instagram for the food reviews.
Yeah.
There will be a review on there later. I've only got 140 followers. It's gone up 5 this week, but yeah.
Gonna have another one when I get out of here.
MattyP.eats.
Maddie P.
Matty
doing
P.
it now.
Dot eats.
The eats has a Z on the end of it.
Matty Peets, isn't that a footballer? Matty Peets?
Matthew Peets. He played for Parramatta as hooker.
Yeah,
He
did
went to the
pizza.
Gold
Yeah,
Coast.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
But
Is that how you based it around?
But
Did he like eating food
But as
too?
everybody who goes to the Gold Coast, their careers die.
Yeah, true.
Bit like Canberra
There
for
he
the last
is.
20 years.
Hey, Jimmy Judge follows you, dude.
Yeah, man, that surprised me.
Holy.
Oh, he got excited. He got a little
But I
squishy with
lost
that
my
one.
shit when I saw that. 'cause
Can
it's
I
cool
ask
to do
though,
that.
who is Jimmy Judge?
He does food eating challenges.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did before that.
Mainly burgers, and I think he was a PT because he's pretty fit. Eh?
He is, yeah.
So, but yeah, no, he
I mean,
goes-
just looking at him, you could think of a few other jobs that he could have done in his past.
I'm not willing to speculate.
I don't care what he did in his past. He eats food
Sketchy
now.
looking character, is he?
He is.
Mate,
Was he covered in
He
tats?
got me,
Yeah.
he got me,
Bigger than
he's
one.
got me through
Right.
some boring nights at work.
He
But
must
yeah,
be the nicest man in
Really?
the world, but how's how he speaks on his...
Yeah, man, he seems cool. He's a Townsville lad too.
I think I've seen him
Yeah, no, he's a
Castletown.
Townsville lad.
And yeah,
I reckon we get him on. He'd be a cool dude.
if you could get him on, man, that'd be cool. I'd have to come and
Does he
eat pie.
fish?
I don't know.
Eats pies? Without a doubt, he'll eat a pie.
Also, I know a bloke that might be able to get you
What
on.
the fuck's that got to do with Oceanic Mafia?
Nothing. Not a
So,
cent.
okay, what?
I thought we were talking about things that didn't matter about fishing now.
Oh, okay, right. Well, that's the last half hour of the conversation, not the first hour and 45 minutes that we're here for.
I'll just say to him next time you're home,
Let's go fishing.
Yeah, go tell him. Well, how about we go for a fish with him? See how hopeless he is. If he outfishes you, then he's fucking on the podcast.
So what are you saying?
He's on the
I can
podcast.
offer him to come for a fish with us?
No, yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
But I'm saying he's on
I
the
just wanted
podcast
that
because
from
he's
you, so it was
definitely
on
going to outfish
I
you.
didn't want to say want to come fishing, then this fella's like, oh,
It's even better than on paper. It's on recording.
Yeah, we'll take him, apparently. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm not going to be starstruck like you.
I'm not
Right.
starstruck. He's just a genuinely nice bloke.
Okay.
I'll give him a cuddle. I'm not starstruck or anything,
Oh,
but
He's
I'll
got,
hug
and
him.
he's got a pretty big following.
Yeah.
But all he does is he just goes around and does food challenges, but also does reviews and that.
Right.
I think he does a bit for charity as well,
I reckon he'd do a heap more.
Because
than
he just did
lets
one
on.
for, there was something to do with fairy bread or something last week. It's for, I think it's the Pajama Foundation or something like that. Yeah, he did something for them.
Wicked.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Well, let's go for a fish and get him on a podcast.
Let's go, Jimmy. We'll show you the barra.
I'll message him later.
Well, even better.
We'll show you how
Even
to barra.
better. You two just come on the podcast with him and I'll just go for a fish.
No, I want to go fishing.
Well, you're going to come fishing as well with him.
Yeah.
And then,
can
the
do
next day,
podcast
we'll
by
do 2 days.
correspondence.
We'll do 2 days fishing. And the second day, him and Maddie can sit here and talk to each other. Because I think I would probably rather fucking dunk my head under that pool and wedge it in the skimmer box than talk about food
yeah, fair.
for a whole podcast.
I don't know. If I ate first, it'd be. If I ate first, it'd probably be a poxy combo. But if I was hungry, I could talk about food. Yeah.
There's a fella from New Zealand I follow on YouTube. He's a bit of a bushman, but what he does is he takes like kids out and teaches them to hunt and fish and all that, and sort of teaches them life skills if they don't have a dad. He'd be some dude. He'd be one I'd be keen to have on.
There's a dude that does that in Australia as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, down near where my mum lives in New South Wales, there's a fella that takes all the troubled youth and that gets them out in the land and
Scoutmaster.
something like that, but probably less
Not the
knots
old
and
school.
more,
Yeah.
lighting fires and stuff.
Yeah. I think the fellow I follow, his name, he calls himself Clay Tall Stories. Yeah, no, he's got some good stuff. Does fishing, pigging.
Cool.
Interesting.
Not fishing.
Yeah, no, he does.
Let's
What-
get him on.
What do they call them?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
They call them carwise or something. The
Salmon.
fish over there.
Australian salmon, yeah.
Yeah. And snapper, mainly the two fish he goes after.
You mean kahawai and
There's
snipper?
there's a guy down the road. There's a guy down the road here while we're on that. Like works at the council. Do you want to just have him on too? Like just for shits
Does
and
he
giggles?
empty bins?
I don't know.
reckon
I've never talked to him, but we
should
should
get
go
him
talk
on.
to him.
If he doesn't
Yeah.
empty bins,
This
I'll
this
have
seems to be where it's going. Let's just randomly.
Okay,
Let's
the
name
second bloke
strangers.
legitimately fishes and hunts and that, I thought he'd be cool. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The first one just no.
Jimmy Judge would be cool, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Anyway,
What'd be
He
better?
acts like he doesn't care, but like that's just while this is in front of him. Like he's actually not a bad lad. From what
Jimmy
I
Judge
see.
or man?
no, you.
I'm an arsehole. That's different. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, apparently I can offer him a fishing day.
Yeah,
Get
we
him
could.
on, so.
Well, not many people make you wet on camera. Like, no? He got a little excited when you brought up that Jimmy
All I
Judge.
said was,
Jimmy
yeah, I
Judge
couldn't
followed
believe he
him.
followed me.
Yeah, he was chuffed, wasn't he?
No,
He
I
got
wasn't
rosy
chuffed. I was
cheeks
like,
and he
when
was
he
chuffed. He
had
was
it,
like,
I was
"Yeah, I'm
like-
proud."
When
He
had
did,
it, I
wasn't
was
he?
like,
Yeah.
He's pretty happy.
He was pretty happy. Exactly. Look at him. He's
Alright.
smiling like
Alright,
a.
mate.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us coming on for us there, Batesy.
No
Appreciate
worries.
your time.
Can I just say, I've thanked Adam personally, but
No, don't do this.
Adam's he's pulled me out of a big rut in my life, and he's worth more than anyone could kind of put on a plate.
This
you know?
doesn't help my.
Doesn't matter. I know you're this tough kind of stern man, but he helped me a lot through a lot of dramas I had in recent past, and I just wanted to thank him, I guess publicly. Not that it matters to him whatsoever, but
No, it
I
annoys the
feel
shit
that
out of me. But yeah, thank you.
everyone needs to know that he is a top bloke, and from what he's done for me, he's undescribable. I couldn't put it in words. So I appreciate
Well, thank you.
it, mate.
No, I appreciate that. It's one of those. It's one of those things. The Adam, 15 years ago, probably wouldn't have given a fuck. But like I put everything I am, business wise, personally wise, to how Matt sort of groomed me as a business partner and saw the fundamentals that you need to be better in what we do, and that then flows to being better as a mate.
Yep.
So it's not just me. It's because other people have helped me get to that stage that I can help you. And we've talked about it with Audacity and ourselves personally anyway on many levels that, we can see potential in mates as well as business, help guys out who help us. Like, that's what it's about. Something Maddie and I haven't sort of pushed or touched on yet was part of this podcast, but once it starts making money, we don't need more money. So, we'd like to use this as a benefit. We'd like to have fundraisers. Be cool to have some kids fishing comps, all that sort of stuff. We talk about mateships, and we look at Marty Price. One of the main reasons we started this podcast together with Matty. I'd love to see a full fishing comp with Marty Price. I'd love to donate to it.
Absolutely.
Do all of that sort of stuff, and it would be in no difference if you were in Marty Price's shoes and something like that happened, that we'd want to donate to your family and your boys, or to help out. So I think that's just what Audacity brings in time. We're at the grassroots stage of everything, but I think there's benefits along the way for everyone involved, and what we can do to the community and our mates and who's in our group. As much as I probably think I'm an arsehole and a bit dry and cold to people, it's it's probably something that I've got to shed a little bit better and be better to a lot of other people. So it's mainly just the mateships that's brought in from it. Yep. I'd like to see that moving forward with Matty as well, with Oceanic Mafia. That's what we want to do. If someone needs help, we'll help you, mate. So it's part of being a mate. It's part of seeing your potential. So the big thing I've worked out in the last 8 years is seeing how people can have potential regardless what position they're in. Mm-hmm. And whatever I've got to do to help that, fuck yeah, let's go for it.
Yep.
So,
you've never shied
and
away
like I said earlier, like my dream is not that Audacity's about Adam Finlay. That means fuck all. Like at the moment, that's where it sort of is, but we need to push away from that. I want to be in 10, 15 years' time looking at it and we go, fuck yeah, Batesy's running that boat. How good is this? Bryce is running the big boat. It's going hell for leather. We've got two other young fellas that will push through. Deacon will be an epic guide in time. 16, he's kicking goals already.
Yeah.
The bloke just mulched my yard all day in the
like
heat. Like, he is just a ridiculous 16-year-old.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's good. I haven't even touched on. I thought about how good of an actual fisherman he is, because every time we've gone fishing, I'm taking the piss. I'm just having fun and just enjoying myself as much as I can. So I haven't actually toned down and tried to teach him anything. There's been no.
But from where I sit and because I sit there and I listen to a lot of what gets said, and when you're talking about stuff, he takes
everything in.
He's a sponge.
Yes,
that's what you need.
A big red sponge.
But I haven't pushed anything on him and tried to train him in any regard either. He's just taken that all on him.
But he watches.
And he'll do the same when he fishes with Batesy and fishes with anyone. He'll learn everything. He'll sponge everything in. The one thing with him is he doesn't shy away from hard work. Mm. So as a guide, he's not going to sit there and go, shit, I really need to go get more liveys, but maybe we just go for a troll instead. He's not going to be that attitude. He's going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to jump on that sandbar and I'm going to go get some more big live mullet so we can smack some bigger barra. That's his attitude. Mm. And that's the way it should be. So, it's cool. So, but yeah, I'd like to go back to it. I think it's the fundamentals of the business and everyone involved in the business. So if you've got good people, be around good people, help good people out, mate. So I have no drama whatsoever in helping you.
I appreciate it, mate.
You can see things in people's eyes. you know, when people need things, and you know that they're good people. So everyone goes through hard times,
That's right.
and yeah, the goal is at the end of it, we're all fucking going pretty cool and loving life and enjoying life, mate.
So it matters.
How cool is it going to be when your kids are 18 and 20, or you know, whatever the age difference is, and then we're sitting back and looking back as old fellas going, how cool is that? Our kids have fucking done something for themselves too, and then that's even next level, like, so.
You've owned me for the last 18 years. Who are you going to own my kids to, are you, Phil? They're driving your boats now.
Yeah, perfect. What more would you want? Yeah, so.
I think it's fair to say Ava won't be driving a boat.
Eva won't be driving
Eva.
no boat. No, she won't be driving. I'll call her Ava. That's all right. It's like Deacon and Declan. Everyone calls Deacon Declan, and it's like, right. Yeah.
I reckon,
he
that,
takes
I
it
reckon
on
when
that.
you buy him a boat, you just call it the Big Dick.
We're just going to paint it red.
Yeah, the Big
We're going to
Dick.
get a big, thick, flat bottom punt and paint it bright orange red. Like, yeah.
Or call it Banana Boat.
Banana
I
boat.
think that's what he wears,
Or maybe just the colour of that sunscreen, because that's the only sunscreen you can put on that doesn't burn.
Bro, did you see his leg the other
Yeah,
day?
no, we don't need to talk about it. I talk to his mother about it often enough, and he
when
doesn't
we left,
listen.
I
So.
got in the car with Ryan, and Ryan's like, "You see the colour of that fucking leg?"
Yeah, but the next day they're back to
Fishing with the
normal.
sun.
But the next day they're back to normal, so it's sort of a hard one for him. But yeah. But no, I appreciate having you on, mate. You didn't need that last bit at the end, but thank you.
Too bad, you got it.
Beautiful. Never again. So thank you. But yeah, no. Well, like I said, I think we need to sit down and nut out a few things and talk about the next show and go into depths with the saltwater side and yeah.
Sounds
touch
good.
on your thoughts on a few things would be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And by all means, if any of the listeners want to ask any questions but they don't want to really put it out in the open, you're welcome to DM us and we won't.
100%. And it's one of those things where like we can record it on the phone. I can be sitting there doing paperwork, whatever, and if there's a question pops up and you want an honest answer about it, I've got no problem doing a one-on-one, just a quick, here's what my thoughts are.
Yeah.
You're only going to get my honest opinion.
Yeah.
That's probably sometimes not a good thing, but
If you want that,
the
you
one
ask
the
for
one thing about me,
Just be prepared to be called a
yeah,
bucket.
the one thing about me is it's raw and it's honest. So that's just how it's going to be. So yeah, no, cool. Yeah, no, and then I think the next podcast or in the post we need to put on who we're having over the next fortnight, a month,
Yeah.
and then to line up those questions, make it a little bit easier for them.
I think, like Sue said, we'll just 3 or 4 days in advance we'll put it out there, and if you've got
Yeah.
any questions, feel free.
Yeah, great idea.
Perfect.
All right, Batesy,
Awesome.
thanks very much, mate. Thanks again, Ads.
No,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys.
Awesome.
Hopefully you enjoy the footage. This is the first one that we're actually going to put up with the footage.
Oh,
We're not
cool.
putting it all up, are we?
It's going on YouTube.
Can you
really?
superimpose a bit of hair on my forehead?
Might take some and put them on that one. All right, guys. Thanks again.
The Oceanic Mafia boys. What happens on the water stays on the water.